Welcome to Aegis School of Data Science, the best school for postgraduate program in data science, business analytics, and big data, in association with IBM. Industry association with IBM, AWS Educate, NVIDIA DLI, UBTech. IBM has set up Business Analytics Lab. Final certification is issued by IBM. Aegis facilitates scholarships, financial aid, and study loans available. We will work on live projects from the industry. Curriculum designed with the help of top data scientists and companies. Hands-on exposure to machine learning, stats, deep learning, NLP, Google TensorFlow, Spark, IBM Watson, AWS ML, and many more. Highly satisfied students with amazing reviews. Program delivered by IBM experts and the best data scientists. Program follows globally acceptable North American credit structure. Proud alumni working as data scientists with leading organizations. Participants can get opportunities for internships and final job placement with leading organizations. Aegis organizes Aegis Grand Bell Awards, Aegis' largest data science congress deep learning summit, meetups, and leadership speaker series. Network with the best data scientists and AI experts from around the world. Present your projects to the world. World-class delivery infrastructure and cloud learning management system. 3 delivery models, full-time, executive weekend classroom, and online live interactive. Add wings to your career and explore today at www.aegis.edu.in. Ride the artificial intelligent wave with postgraduate program in applied AI, machine learning, and deep learning by Aegis School of Data Science in association with IBM. This intensive hands-on program develops the necessary and unique set of skills for launching your successful career in the fastest growing fields of AI. The program curriculum covers in depth artificial intelligence, Python, machine learning, natural language processing, cognitive computing, deep learning, Google TensorFlow, speech recognition, computer vision, and robotics. The program offers a wide range of electives, exposure to a wide range of technologies, tools, and software, work on live projects, program delivered by the best AI and data science faculties and IBM experts. After successful completion of the course, participants get postgraduate program or PGP certification from IBM. Different program modes: full-time, PGP and applied AI, weekend executive PGP and applied AI, and weekend online PGP and applied AI, world-class cloud learning management platform and mobile app. Our students work with top firms and startups. Explore today how Aegis can help you launch your career in AI.
Here to run a meetup on demystifying AI, ML, data science, business analytics, big data. So today we'll be talking about how these fields are. So all of you guys must be wondering and you must be hearing about all these confusing words. So today we'll see how these technologies, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data, data science, how all these technologies are interrelated with each other, how these technologies are changing our world, what all skills we require to actually launch our career into these fields. I'll also give you couple of demonstration about data science products. We'll also talk about how the employment skills and job scenario is changing around the world, and in particular to India, what are the challenges and how we can really overcome those challenges. Then I'll try to define each of these terminologies, like what is data science, what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, what is deep learning. Then we'll try to really see what is the differentiation between data science and machine learning, what is the difference between data science and business analytics, how AI is influencing data science, and in between you can also feel free to ask questions, and I will try to respond those questions to best of my abilities. So let's start. To give you very brief idea about Aegis School of Data Science, the organization I had and I represent. This school was started way back in 2002 with support from Bharti Airtel, and that time Bharti Airtel supported IIT Delhi to set up Bharti School of Telecom Management, and the same year Bharti Airtel supported us, and that's how we launched Aegis School of Telecommunication. Now, seeing the success of industry and academia alliance for telecommunication management, in 2015 we again joined hands with IBM, the world leader, for rolling out the India's first postgraduate program in data science, business analytics and big data, and this program is jointly running with IBM and Aegis. I will talk more about that program. Then eventually we also joined hands with NVIDIA, we joined hands with AWS, and last year we started our cybersecurity program as well. I will be speaking few words about that as well. We also have alliance with NSDC and Telecom Sector Skill Council. We are heavily into skilling. We officially partnered with GRE and GMAT for accepting official scores of GMAT and GRE. In Bombay, our campus is in Hirannandani Gardens, and we use MTNL infrastructure. We organize world's leading innovation award called Aegis Graham Bell Award, and a leading conference called Data Science Congress. That's a brief about Aegis. Aegis has a collaboration with 4 leading organizations, IBM, which all of you know, and we run joint program with IBM about data science, cybersecurity. We also rolled out AI program. We have collaboration with NVIDIA. Most of you are aware about NVIDIA. NVIDIA is driving this AI and deep learning revolution now today because of their GPUs, which powers deep learning algorithms. We also join hands with UBTech, which is a leading company for robotics based in China, and their valuation is around $5 billion. We also have joined hands with AWS Educate, and our students and faculty members get access to the AWS cloud infrastructure for accessing a lot of world-class content. At the same time, they can actually deploy machine learning models, deep learning models on cloud. They can really create big data infrastructure. Whatever the capstone project they do, most of the students they have to deploy their projects on cloud, and that's where AWS comes pretty handy. We have been recognized by IBM for our contribution in developing skills for data science analytics in this country. This is the program, postgraduate program in data science, business analytics and big data, which we started in 2015. We were the first institution in India to start this program, and today this program is the #1 program in terms of a number, in terms of a quality, in terms of quality of curriculum, in terms of profile of students, in terms of the placement. We have one of the best placements. Last month we had a campus recruitment, and we can proudly say Aegis is among few institutions which can boast that we could pull up 0-day, day 1 and day 2 campus, and in 3 days we had roughly around 27 companies, and 0-day highest package was roughly around 22 lakh, average was 14.5 and minimum was 8.5. that also demonstrate the quality education which he imparts, and of course the major contribution goes to our students, those who could really perform pretty well, worked hard and could really demonstrate the capabilities to the world. This certification of postgraduate program in data science, business analytics and big data is a 45 credit unit. All North American universities, they offer minimum 36 credit unit program. This is a 45 credit unit program, and this program certification jointly offered by IBM. This is a certification which IBM provides, which has got the signatory authority of IBM as well as our dean, Dr. Abhijit Gangopadhyay. We also launched a postgraduate program in cybersecurity in association with IBM last year in Bangalore, and the half of the batch was picked up by PwC. That also reflects the very good quality and curriculum about our program. And the second batch we rolled out last week in Bangalore, and in September we will be starting the batch of cybersecurity in Bangalore, Bombay, Pune and Delhi, all these three campuses, and currently we are accepting applications. Candidates, those who want to really get into this field of ethical hacking, network security, cloud security, application security, cryptography, cyber security, these candidates are most welcome to really apply for this program. This program again is jointly certified with IBM, and it has got component about machine learning and Python. There are hardly few universities around the world which offers infusion of machine learning into this program, and Aegis is one of them. This certification again comes from IBM. We are also accepting applications for postgraduate program in applied AI, machine learning and deep learning. There are a lot of curriculum between this program and data science program is common, but this program is designed for those who want to really develop products, and they have a software development inclination, and this program will be rolling out in October in Bombay. Participants also get additional certification from NVIDIA, DLI. We have also rolled out a fantastic program called postgraduate program in full stack development in association with IBM, and this program we are also accepting applications. This program is designed for those who want to make their career in full stack development. In 2008, when Facebook announced that they want to hire the full stack development, the world jumped on that, and this program covers not only the front end, back end database, deploying these sites on the portal on cloud, but at the same time it has got couple of electives like how do we really run deep learning and machine learning models on browser, right. So, fantastic electives in this program. This program is jointly offered with IBM, and we will be starting this program in October. Then another program we rolled out this year, which is postgraduate program in blockchain in association with IBM. This program is designed for those who have software development experience of minimum 1 to 2 years and want to really get into blockchain development. So, let us come down and see what are the career opportunities, what are the job scenarios out there in this field. So, if you see there are around 1.4 lakh jobs are vacant in AI, data science, analytics roles in India. That is a NASSCOM report which they published last year during this time only. A Hindi report says that roughly 2 lakh jobs are needed in this country for data scientists. There is another report by McKinsey which says there is a shortage of 1.5 million data scientists. And then there is another report which talks about by IDC that 80% of application will have some or other degree of intelligence, and this intelligence inherently will come from AI. And this is something, this statement is something significant, because if you see today what Facebook you see or what YouTube you see is not a dumb software, or for example you are using Ola or Uber. Ola, Uber, they are essentially softwares, but they are not dumb software, these are the smart softwares. When you open a Ola app is able to really predict how much time a cab is going to really take, 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And these are the softwares which uses intelligence, like for example YouTube. YouTube, if you go over there and start searching for Rihanna song, YouTube will start offering you Rihanna song. And YouTube is essentially a smart software which understand what you like and what you don't like. And so what this statement is pretty significant, that every software developer who is actually developing software, he cannot develop any more dumb softwares. They have to essentially develop smart softwares, and this smartness, this intelligence will come inherently from artificial intelligence, and we'll see what this artificial intelligence looks like, what are the multiple components of this artificial intelligence. But to give you idea over here, artificial intelligence includes stack of technologies which is like machine learning, natural language processing, it includes speech to text, text to speech conversion, it includes robotics and multiple other technologies. Okay, so let's see what is the employment outlook. So this survey was done by FICCI, NASSCOM and EY. This report was published last year. What this report says, that out of 1.3 billion population of India, there are roughly around 600 million people works in this country, which comes out to be almost 60 crores. Out of the 60 crores, 9% of existing roles today, job roles, will not be there in next 3 years time. So let's take a say let's 9% of 60 million is roughly around 6 crores. 6 crore people will not have the job what they are doing today. And do we really have to really wait for 3 years? The answer is no. So today if we see the job like data scientist job, machine learning engineer, deep learning engineer, NLP engineer, Alexa skill developer, most of these jobs were unheard jobs say 5 years back or 6 years back. So today new kind of jobs are coming, and these kind of jobs are also requiring different kind of skill sets. This report also says that 37% of existing job roles will require a different set of skills. So maybe you are a software engineer, but the underlying skills will be changed. So no more Java and SQL learning will suffice. You also need to really learn say artificial intelligence, machine learning, AI, NLP to really make smart softwares. Okay, so before so we do a lot of so we have set up a data science delivered a lab as a part of Aegis, and under this lab we take up a lot of projects. So we actually executed this project which is called Khojo, and this project Khojo is about finding the missing children. So what this project does, this project, like in India, every year almost 100,000 kids goes missing, and this is the app. So what this app does, so most of these 100,000 kids, those who goes missing every year, most of them they are forced into begging trade. So what you do, if you find a kid begging on the street, you simply take a photograph, and once you take a photograph and then upload through using this app on a cloud, and this app takes the geolocation. And imagine that this kid was abducted maybe in Jharkhand, and what it does, so parents, while launching the complaint in police station, they also upload the photograph of kid on this platform. And imagine that I have just found this kid on the roadside and I have loaded the photograph. So it finds the match, and once it finds a match, it sends alert to the police station where the complaint was launched. It sends alert to the nearest police station, and at the same time it sends alert to the parents if their Aadhaar card and mobile number is verified, and it also sends alert to the NGO because kids cannot be hauled back into the police station. Technology seems pretty simple, but those who are aware about machine learning requires a lot of data to be trained, and in this situation when you are taking a photograph of some kid begging on the street, you may not get a perfect photograph. You will get some side pose, lighting conditions will be different, his face will be blurred, his face will be colored, right. So, you will not get a perfect picture. So, technologically of course, this problem is difficult to really solve, but technology is very small piece of this whole problem to solve, and there are a lot of public and participation is needed. So, we gave this project free of cost to Goa government, and we were inviting a lot of people, scholars and students and faculty members and data scientists, AI expert to really come and collaborate with us to take this whole solution to the society and make it better. So, this is the one project which we developed. Another project which we did currently we are running is to identify what are the skills needed to accomplish a job. Like say for example, all of you are attending this meetup for AI and data science and machine learning and big data, and none of you have any idea that how many jobs are there, and moreover you have absolutely no idea what kind of skills are needed to really accomplish a job for data scientist or maybe AI engineer. Traditional way of doing and designing a curriculum is to have an advisory committee which will have experts, industry experts and professors, and then they will advise you what curriculum need to be taught. This has been running for several years, but what has happened in last 10 years, last decade, the change in technology is exponential, and it is very difficult for human being and even for the experts to really keep a tab of what kind of changes are happening. So, what we did, we analyzed thousands and thousands, hundred thousands of jobs out there and identified for each job what kind of skills are needed, and that is how using the big data and data science we design our curriculum. So, for example, over here you can see the big pie is of Python. That also indicates that yes, Python is much more significant skill in data science, AI, machine learning, big data space, right. The second biggest pie is SQL, right. So, you can actually check what skills are needed to design a curriculum, and this model is a pretty significant way of developing the curriculum. So, when we started way back in 2015, that time we kept R in the first term, and now we shifted R to the third term and we pushed back Python to the first term, because we realized that Python is much more significant skill which is needed by the industry, and that what our expert says and that is what the data is also saying. So, here you can actually see how many jobs are there in each skill area. Location wise you can really find where the jobs are, how much experience is needed. So, you can actually go and drill down deeper into those areas, right. Like for example, let us take machine learning. So, the point which I was saying that okay, your job designation will remain the same, but underlying skills will change, and this graph actually speaks about that. So, if you see machine learning skill, there currently jobs are 5,770 jobs, and machine learning skill is needed. The number one job where these skills are needed is a software developer, and the second job which machine learning expertise is needed is data scientist and data analyst and Python developers. So, today if you want to really become a software developer and if you want to really grow, you want to make more money, of course machine learning is one of the most important skill set you need to really have. And that also breaks down this myth, number one, that machine learning, deep learning, AI, these are the separate career path. No, they are not separate career path, they are ingrained in already multiple areas, multiple jobs, which could be data scientist, which could be a job of marketeer, which could be job of operations manager or anybody else. Like for example, let us take a job of marketeer. What a marketeer has to do? A marketeer essentially has to identify what kind of product need to be sold, which geographies this product need to be sold, at what price this product need to be sold, and that is the job of a marketeer. But today in any e-commerce company like Flipkart or eBay or Amazon, this job a data scientist is doing, because he is having the data, he knows what people are liking, what people are not liking, and which product is selling in which geographies, right. We build this job recommender system as well, which is accessible to all of our students, and this we gave it to the government of Goa as well, where this job recommendation system actually recommends you job based on the course you have enrolled, based on the grades you have. For example, you have enrolled for mechanical engineering, and so it will show you only mechanical engineering jobs. But imagine that you have done some course maybe on Python or machine learning on Coursera. So, this will consider those skills, and based on these skills it will also start showing you the jobs related to machine learning and Python. Okay, so there is a question by Jigar Shah. I am electrical engineer and want to become data analyst in manufacturing domain. Is there any opportunity by doing this course? Yes, Jignesh, a lot of mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, electronics engineer are moving into these fields, and data science I will be talking more about that. Data science, business analytics, data analytics is almost used in every field, be it manufacturing, be it automobile, be it healthcare, be it say e-commerce, be it airline industry, aviation industry, almost every industry. Our students are working in Mercedes, they are working in Ford, and not only they are trying to predict how many cars they are going to sell, but they also do research on what kind of engine need to be designed, right, how the dashboard will look like, right. So, Ford has set up one of the largest AI development center based out of US. They also have a massive R&D center based in Bangalore, Mercedes and Ford, both of them. So, yes, this field is having very promising in this area. Okay, so what is AI? Yes guys, can you tell me what is AI? Can you give them mic? Guys, those who are online, I will encourage them to really type what is AI.
Something which predicts the future,
okay,
based on the past.
Fantastic. Something which predict the future
Based on the past.
Okay, good.
Something that behaves like a brain.
Something which behaves like a brain. Which brain? Okay, human brain. I thought mouse brain. Okay, so you are right, both of you are right. Okay, human brain can actually predict. So, AI, full form of AI is basically artificial intelligence, and intelligence is something which is inherent to human being. So, scientists in mid 50s thought, how about training machines to accomplish tasks which are simple for the human being. What could be the simple task for the human being? Identifying between cat and dog, distinguish between your mother and father's voice, reading alphabets, right. These are pretty simple tasks for the human being, but pretty complex tasks for the machines. It took even 70 years and sometimes still machine makes error, right. So, artificial intelligence was more of philosophy of bringing machines closer to the human being or transferring human intelligence to machines. That was basically philosophy. And if we see what is intelligence, what is intelligence? If we have to understand artificial intelligence, we need to understand what is intelligence. Intelligence is pretty complex phenomena, and still scientists are struggling to define what is intelligence. The simplest way how Dr. Gangopadhyay defines is how a intelligent man behaves, right, and that is intelligence. So, how an intelligent man behave? If I say this is snake, will you say this is a snake? If I say this is like a 11 p.m. night, will you agree with me? Okay. If I say jump out of this window from 7th floor, will you? I will give you $1 million. Can you jump? Okay. No. Why? If you would have jumped, I would have said that you are an idiot, right? You are not intelligent, because if you jump, you will die. Who will get the 1 million, right? So, this is intelligent behavior. So, what the way you are behaving is intelligently, right. So, intelligence is associated with couple of characteristics, right, which is like reasoning, which is like problem solving. Why this is not snake? Because your parents, your mother has taught you that a snake does not look like, and in some meetup of AI and data science, speaker is not likely to hold a snake, right. Fair enough. So, you can reason, you can solve problems, right. So, all these characteristics are associated with intelligence. So, we have to really transfer these behavior, these characteristics to machines, and when I say machine, here I am saying machine is like a computer, right. Okay. Shantanu Singh says something that predicts result based on our search history. Yes, so AI, Google uses AI, right. So, no more Google is dumb search engine, it is more of a AI company, right, which also identifies the context, right. So, now to accomplish this philosophy of transferring human intelligence to machine, how you will be able to do that? You will be able to do with couple of combination of technologies. So, AI, artificial intelligence, is not a singular technology, it is a stack of technology. So, there is nothing called AI, right. So, if you are illiterate, you will say AI if you do not understand. AI is a combination of technologies, there is nothing AI. So, to accomplish this philosophy of transferring intelligence to machine, it can be done by couple of technologies, right. And in next 5 minutes, you will understand what is AI, right. So, number one technology which helps machines to learn, and that technology is known as machine learning and deep learning, right, and we will talk more about what is machine learning and deep learning. Now, what is this shirt color and what is this slide changer color? If I say this is red slide change color and my shirt is pink, will you agree? No. How did you learn that this is white and this is black? Because that is what you have been told, right. That is what your mother told and your father has corrected your algorithm, right. If you say that this is a black shirt, it is left, right, and this is how you learn. So, in similar fashion, if you have to really train a machine between cat and dog, you will feed 100 images of cat and 100 images of dog, and next image if you show machine about cat and dog, machine will be able to predict with certain degree of accuracy whether it is a cat or dog. So, the machine learning is the same method through the human being learns. Human being also learns based on the example, based on the data, right. And if we have to train machines, we also give enough examples, enough data, right. So, when we really give images, images are nothing but zeros and ones, these are the pixels, right, and that is how machine understands, fair enough. Okay. So, machine learning, so we need to understand machine learning and deep learning are the ways through which you will train machines. Machine will learn the way human learns, the way we have learned and the way we are learning, fair enough. Now, other technology which is called natural language processing. So, all of you can read, what is written on this slide. Okay. Now, if you want to impart this skills to machines, how you will do that? You will use natural language processing. NLP is a part of subset of AI and AI is a subset of computer science. Where it is used? For example, Mr. Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister, does some tweet, how people are reacting, right. Now, based on this, for example, you want to really find out the reviews, which are what are the reviews about a product. So, you have to really read what people have written about comments, and these comments are in natural language, they are the numeric comments, right. So, and if you have to really make sense out of those comments, you will use natural language processing like okay. So, Amazon could really identify thousands of fake reviews accounts, those who were making the fake reviews, and they use pretty extensively NLP and ML technologies to identify those fake reviews, right. Now, if you want machines to speak just like a human being, and you must have seen in Sophia or you must have seen Alexa or Pepper, how do you really impart this capabilities? Through speech to text and text to speech technology. So, you speak to Alexa that Alexa, tell me what is weather in Mumbai. Alexa will hear your voice, convert into text and then run a query, right, and will give you the result, fair enough, right, and will convert back into that text into the speech, right. All these technologies, speech to text, text to speech, were developed in IBM research centers, right. So, all these technologies were built in silos, right, and all these combination of technologies are now helping machines to behave like a human being. The other technology is vision, right. All of us we can really look at, right. You can look at me, I can really make sense of you, and in this app, Khojo app, we are using actually computer vision. So, what essentially this application Khojo is doing is identifying missing children. Imagine that you got a missing children's photograph and then you also have photographs of 10 or 15 or 100 children, and you will manually really look at the photograph and look at others. What you are using is your vision capability, and the same capability you have given it to the machines, so that machine can really do it at a large scale. So, machine can really do and identify that missing children's picture in millions and billions of the pictures database, right, which human being cannot really do. So, what machine here is trying to really do, augmenting the capability of the human being, is amplifying the human capability, right. Now, vision is being used, say for example, in driverless cars. So, car is going and dog is crossing the street. What car this should do? Stop or hit dog? Should stop, right. So, it will use sensors, it will use the vision capability. Now, robotics, right. Robotics is you want machines to really dance like a human being, right, just like a Sophia or a Pepper, right. So, you will impart these capabilities through the robotics, right. Now, out of these multiple, and this is what the current state of AI. You do not know how the AI will look like in next 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. Like for example, one capability, one technology is missing in this whole piece is basically humans' ability to smell, right. Now, tomorrow's AI could also smell, right, but we do not have at this present those technologies available, and when those smell sensors will come, perhaps we will add few more technology stack over here. So, this is the current stack of technologies for the AI. How it will be in next 10 years, 50 years or 100 years, we have absolutely no idea. Current state of AI primarily uses ML and NLP, right, and most of these AI applications, they have been trained to perform some specific tasks, they are not generic AI. Like say for example, Deep Blue is trained to play a game called chess. Now, Deep Blue cannot dance and Deep Blue cannot sing a song, but as a human being we can play chess, we can sing a song, and we can make paratha and we can make patata vada, right. So, we can do multiple stuff. So, our intelligence is general intelligence, wherein their intelligence is very narrow for one specific task. Like for example, Alphago. Alphago, have you heard about Alphago? Alphago is a AI developed by a company called DeepMind, which Google acquired, and this Alphago has been trained to play a game called Go. Go is much more complicated game than chess, and this game works on intuition, there is no logic. So, Alphago could win over a human being, a Korean champion in Seoul. So, this game was for 5 days and this Alphago could win by 4:1, right. So, how this Alphago could really win over the human being? Because Alphago has learned millions of moves of several hundreds of Go players, and then it devised its own strategy, and now today ironically lot of human beings are learning from Alphago how to play this game called Go, right. But can Alphago can play cricket, can dance, can speak? The answer is no. They have been trained for very specific tasks. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. So, artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, and deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Deep learning came into prominence in this decade, right. In India it has seen prominence in last 6-7 years, right, but worldwide this started in 2010 roughly, and so let us see what is machine learning. So, if you ask this question, so let us define the segment, 3 segments whom you will like to really ask this question. So, for example, if you ask this question to statisticians, mathematicians, they will say this is basically glorified form of statistics, right. If you ask this question to software engineers, they will say through machine learning I can make softwares for which I do not have to rewrite the code again and again, and I can make intelligent softwares. If you ask this question to data scientists, they will say okay, machine learning is a way through which I can really predict based on the data, I can find the patterns in data, right. That is what the data scientists will say. Whatever the interpretation they may be, but at the back end the fundamentals remain the same. At the back end, of course, machine learning algorithms are a complex set of mathematical formulas, statistical formulas, which are wrapped into some codes, right. Some languages could be Python, could be Julia, Java, C, right. In almost every language you can do machine learning, right. But at the back end, these are the basically complex set of mathematical formulas for doing large scale computation, right. Okay. So, machine learning can really do infinite things, but machine learning can really answer couple of questions, and in next 5 minutes you will learn what questions you can answer with machine learning. So, number one question machine learning can really answer, will it rain tomorrow or not? Will it rain tomorrow or not? right? Whether this is a black or whether this is a white, whether this is a cat or this is a dog or this is an elephant or a snake, right? Whether this is a red or this is a green. Now, these kind of problems are called classification problems. So, any problem wherein you have to really classify between the objects, right, you apply classification algorithms, and this is called supervised learning, right. So, any problems, example, you want to really predict whether I should buy this house or not, right, whether you have cancer or you do not have a cancer, whether you have a malaria or whether you have a viral. These are like classification problems. So, you have multiple choices and then you have to pick up which choice is this one, right. Like for example, Dr. Geeta launched a company called Niramai and they are trying to do the breast cancer prediction, and the problem is simple. So, when they really take a thermal image of a breast, they have to really predict whether it is a normal or whether it has got cancer, right. So, it is simple a classification problem. Now, identifying that which algorithm you will use, right, how you will really process the data, how you will store the data, those are pretty complex stuff, right. But from 20,000 feet view, we can really understand that yes, any problem which requires classification and we have enough data, labeled data, then we can really solve this problem. Fair enough? Now, let us look at how a child actually learns. So, when you were a children, your mother actually, your mother taught you between distinguishing between cat and dog. Mother must have shown you the cat 100 times, mother must have shown you the dog 100 times, and that is how you have learned, right. And similarly, if you have to really train machine and when mother tells you that beta this is cat, this is cat, this is cat, this is dog, mother is labeling, she is naming that animal. Otherwise, as a child you have no sense whether it is a cat or dog. She could have really taught you otherwise, right, and you would have never realized that. So, that is called labeling. So, if you have a labeled data, if you really give 100 images of cat and 100 images of dog and label those images that this is cat image and this is dog image, the machine will be able to really identify the pattern, right. It will relate those pixels, set of the pixels with a label, right. So, it will be able to really correlate the object, that okay, a set of these pixels are basically termed as a cat, right. Otherwise, machine has got no sense, right. And still we are struggling how human beings actually identify the object, right. But that is what we have come closer, that yes, perhaps human beings are also trying to really identify in this way. Another kind of question it can really identify that how much rain Mumbai will have this year by say first week of September, right. Or if you have to really predict what will be the size of tumor in next 2 months time if you do not give chemotherapy, what will be the stock price say next Monday of Tech Mahindra, what will be my sales say in next 2 quarters, right. Any problem which has got some number attached to that and you want to really predict some number, some numeric value, you will use regression algorithms in machine learning. And again this is supervised learning. So, for example, you want to really predict how much rain Mumbai will be having till September first week. What you will do, you will take the data of last 20 years, how much rainfall Mumbai had till September first week, right. And based on that you can actually easily say that okay, this is what the rain will be, right. Fair enough. The other set of questions it can really answer, how do you really organize a group. For example, if I give you 350 million customers data of Airtel and I ask you to really create segments, in marketing it is called segment, because if you have 350 million customers data and you are launching some scheme like for example, buy 1 terabyte of data in say 100 rupees, let us say hypothetically. So, would you like to really send SMS to all 350 million customers about this package? No. Why no? Because they may not all like to really buy. So, you would like to really send this SMS to only those who are likely to really buy your 1 terabyte data, right, on $100. Similarly, banks have millions of customers, they launch some new product, right, they will not like to really send mail to everybody. So, they have to really group, they have to really create segments. Segments are nothing, it is basically groups of people or data which are similar to each other. So, you may like to really send this SMS of 1 terabyte in $100 to those who are high data users. So, out of this 350 million customer database, you will try to really see which are the those who are using say high data, maybe like say 50 GB or 100 GB a month, right, and they are likely to really use. But imagine that those who are not using data at all, would you like to really send them this alert? No, they are not likely to really buy that, and in this whole process you will waste your resources and you might irritate the customers as well, right. So, you will apply clustering algorithms, you will feed this data into clustering algorithms, and clustering algorithms will create the groups of data which are similar to each other's characteristics, right. The easy way to understand it, like imagine there is a child of 3 year or 4 year, and you give him a ball of red, white and blue color and bunch of balls. The child does not have any sense of color, right, but still intuitively he will separate those balls separately, right, red ball separate, blue ball separate, white ball separate, and that is called clustering, that is called segmentation. Clear? Now, another kind of question it can really answer, that is it a weird behavior where it can be applied. So, for example, you are using credit card and you are swiping credit card for say 500 rupees or 1000 rupees, and all of a sudden you have swiped this card for 20,000 rupees. So, immediately bank will give you a call, sir, is it you who has swiped 20,000 rupees? Because bank knows that you have never swiped your card more than say 500 bucks, it is just like your mother. So, you did something wrong and you are trying to behave absolutely normal in front of your mother, right, and that over normality is also abnormal behavior, right, which your mother is able to really sense, because she has a huge data about you. So, she understands what is your normal behavior and what is your abnormal behavior, right. So, you can actually train machines to really accomplish this task. Other kind of problems you can apply machine learning, what should be the next best move, right. This is typically applied in gaming, this is applied in say driverless car, right. So, in gaming you have to always decide that which could be my best move, and this is called reinforcement learning, right. This is a different kind of machine learning algorithm which is primarily used for gaming and driverless car, right. It is based on the reward and penalty, right. Okay. What are the tools used for machine learning? Typically R, Python, Matlab, Apache Mahout, Spark MLab. These are the tools which are used. R and Python every company is using now these days, because these are open source, free of cost, you do not have to really pay any licensing fees. Matlab, lot of academic institutions are using. In Matlab, doing machine learning is pretty easy, but it is proprietary software by Matwork. Apache Mahout is used for large scale machine learning for large scale data. It is part of Hadoop. Spark MLab is again used for the large scale data. So, we use Spark MLab for doing churn prediction for 10 million customers for 2 leading operators, mobile operators in this country, and the data size was for almost 10 million. So, you cannot really apply machine learning using simply R, right. So, we use Spark MLab for analyzing the large scale of data. Microsoft Azure, then AWS ML, Watson platform, they are used for say for example, you build a recommender system, right. Recommender system code is written in Python. Now, you do not have software developer level of expertise to actually deploy this model into say some PHP website, because this naked code of Python you have to really run as a recommender system in some website, just like a say Amazon or a Flipkart, and you do not know how to really deploy that, and that is where Microsoft Azure or AWS can really come handy to you. So, you take that code, model is nothing but it is a code, take it over there and call API and consume those APIs into any app or a website, right, and you do not have to really worry about that, and these platforms take care about the scalability, right. Google TensorFlow launched 3 years back, now it is growing exponentially. It is used for AI guys, machine learning guys, deep learning guys, it is used for data scientists. This is one of the prominent key skill set now today everybody is need to really have, right. And then prediction.io, right. Any questions so far? Great. Now, let us come down to deep learning. What is deep learning? Deep learning is basically subset of machine learning, and deep learning is primarily used for text data, voice data, image data, video data, large volume of the data. Deep learning came in prominence in last say 8 years, and because of 3 reasons. Number one, deep learning algorithms requires a heavy processing power, and these processing power now made available through GPUs. Now you have a lot of cloud computing. Second reason, now it requires a lot of labeled data. So, we have huge massive amount of the labeled data, right, to run the deep learning algorithms. Third, now we have better quality of algorithms which are available. So, these 3 things actually fueled the growth of deep learning in last 8 years. Now, deep learning is subset of machine learning, and let us take a simple example where deep learning could be applied. Now, imagine that as a child your mother taught you difference between cat and dog, right, and from distance you can really see that dog is always greater than cat, right, it is a bulky in size and cat is small. But imagine all of a sudden you come across with a bonsai dog which is similar to the size of cat, right, looks are different, but as a child you get confused, and then your accuracy level will deteriorate. You may label this dog, bonsai dog, as a cat, you get confused, and then your mother brings you closer to this dog and tries to really tell you that beta, look at the nose, right, look at the nose of dog and cat. The cat nose is much sharper, dog nose is much more blunt, and then as a child you will try to really go deeper, right, on those features, right, these are called features, right, nose, how the nose looks, how the ear looks, right, colors, right, and that is where your mind will be consumed more, right, your processing power, you will require higher processing power as a human being, right, and that is what precisely happens in over generalistic fashion. That is what difference between deep learning and machine learning. Deep learning goes deeper into multiple layers, right, and it tries to identify the features at its own, right. Okay. Now, what is what kind of questions you need to really ask in business? So, most of you will be working for business, you will be running your own business, or you will be doing business for others, or you will be working for government, right, and these are the couple of questions you will be encountering entire your life, right. Number one question, what is happening, right. Now, let us take a real life example. So, say Jeff Boss must be wondering what is happening on Amazon India, what people are actually buying on Amazon, what could be the average ticket size, what kind of product they are buying, from where they are buying, how much time they are spending, right? Sunil Matlab must be wondering what these 350 million customers are doing actually. Are they using voice? Are they using data? What exactly they are doing, right? Or maybe what this customer called Ramlal is actually buying, right? He is using more data or using more voice, right? So, this is called exploration, right? The other kind of stuff you will be asking is what happened, right? This is called descriptive analytics. Like, for example, I release a newspaper ad in Times of India about 1+7, right? And now how many people actually visited Amazon site and how many actually bought that product, whether they bought OnePlus or they bought iPhone, right? So, how many people actually passed last year in Mumbai University? Vice Chancellor would like to really know. How many people voted for BJP? How many people voted for Congress, right? This is like a descriptive analytics, right? I call it like it's like a postmortem report, right? You want to really see what actually happened, right? And then you would like to really do diagnostic, like for example, you visit a doctor, right? So, you realize that you have a fever, right? And then you want to really know why you have a fever. So, you visit a doctor or you are feeling uneasy, you visit a doctor and doctor runs some diagnostics and doctor is able to really tell you that you are feeling uneasy because you may be having amoebiasis or you have a fever because you have a viral or you have a malaria, and that they could really do only by doing the diagnostics. For example, you anticipated that you will sell 5 million devices of OnePlus, you launch advertisement on newspaper, you run Facebook ad and multiple stuff, and you realize that you could sell only 3 million devices. So, you would like to really know why did it happen, why did we could not really sell 5 million devices, why we could really sell only 3 million devices, right? And that is called diagnostic, right? This was part of like a business intelligence, but now business intelligence is limited to really creating graphs and other stuff. Then another form of analytics which is called what will happen, right? So, as a human being for centuries we are wanting to really know what will happen in the future, right? So, you would like to really know whether if I study data science will I get a job or not, right? When I will get a job, right? This program is good for me or not, how much rain Mumbai will be having, if I launch OnePlus 8, how many devices I will be able to really sell, what will be my revenue say 3 quarters down the line, right? When I will really hit a revenue figure of say $1 billion, right? So, these all things related to the future, right? And future has got full of uncertainties and it is extremely difficult to identify what the future is. So, if you want to really identify these kind of stuff, you categorize it into predictive analytics, right? So, in predictive analytics you will use a lot of machine learning to actually predict what the future will be, right, based on the past data, right. Then say doctor predicted that you have 102-degree fever and if you do not take medicine, perhaps in a week's time you will have a brain hemorrhage or you will die, right. Or say if your tumor will grow by say 300% in next 3 weeks time and it will burst and you may die, right. Or your cancer will spread to the whole body, right, how much damage it can really have. The doctor has done prediction, right, and now you would like doctor to really prescribe what I should really do, just like Ola and Uber. You open an app, it tells you, you put up the location, it tells you that this cab will take 5 minutes and now what next. So, this car need to be prescribed to you, you press a button and then it really searches and really prescribes a car to you, right. So, you before you, let's go back to this OnePlus example. Before you actually launch OnePlus 8 or OnePlus 7, and your team tells you that yes, what you are anticipating that to reach to a reasonable profit, you have to really sell 5 million devices, but based on our prediction, you will only sell 3 million devices. Then as a head of marketing or as a CEO, you will ask what we should do, right? Because 3 million is not acceptable, we need to reach to 5 million. Then there could be multiple options, right? And all these options, not necessarily that you will come out of analytics, it could be based on your experience, based on your domain, but a lot of answers you can find based on the data analysis. You can say, okay, we need to really pump in more money for the social media advertisement, or you may find out that yes, there are bad reviews about the last launch, and we need to clean up, and about those reviews we need to really give up clarification, and we need to highlight those features, like for example battery is heating up. So we need to really highlight the technology which we are using, so that people will get some faith, right? We need to really do some interviews about the experts, that this is a new technology which you have incorporated and which is not going to really heat up the battery in that way, right? So all those stuff you have to really do. You might have to really delay your launch by say 6 months, right? You may have to really reduce your price. So there could be 100 of activities you can really do to reach to that level of 5 million devices, right? And some of the answers can really come out of your experience, some of the answers can come out of data analysis, right? Those kind of stuff. Then last, what did I learn, right? So as a human being, we don't really go through all these processes. As a human being, say for example, if you lend me money like say 5 times, between say 500 to 5,000, and never ever I returned you back your money. Will you give me money 6 times? Then why the hell you gave me even 5 times, right? So it is difficult to really answer. Most of us, we will really say that yes, we will not give, but if that was the reasoning, you would have not given me even 5th time, right? Why you have waited for the 6th time? So it depends, like what's your experience, what's our relationship. If we both of us, we are very close friends, and you know that this guy is in trouble, he may be lying, right? But you know that even if he doesn't pay me back, doesn't matter, right? This much of sacrifice I can really do, right? Or maybe if your father is like, if you have a huge influence of your mother on your head and she's sentimental, you'll keep on giving me. But if your father's influence is on your head and he is banker or chartered accountant, perhaps you will not give me even on 2nd time, right, or 3rd time. So this is basically learned behavior, right, and that's what cognitive talks about, right. Okay. Any question on previous these 5 questions, right? So I was building up a background for the questions which you need to really ask in a real life, right? And all these questions we were able to answer so far, at least these 5 questions we were able to answer using descriptive analytics, predictive analytics, right, prescriptive analytics. Now all these years till 2000, we were able to answer these questions based on the numeric data. Post 2000, what happened? Post 2000, all these internet companies came in mid 90s and late 90s, like eBay, Amazon, Google came in 99, and post 2000 they started seeing the traction. And when Google had to really make money, how Google and Facebook makes money? Advertisement, right? Imagine Facebook starts, have you ever seen Facebook giving you advertisement about Mercedes or BMW, Rolls Royce, Jaguar? Why? Why? Because they know that you will not buy. You don't have that profile, right? Okay. And imagine if they start giving you ad, what will happen? they lose the opportunity cost of giving you advertisement of some bike which you are likely to buy, but you will never buy, not never, at least you will not buy for next 5-6 years about BMW or Jaguar, right. That is not your profile is, right. So, they will be serving you ad at the cost of something which you can really buy. So, even Jaguar guy will get pissed off, or even the bike guy will get pissed off. So, he is serving bike advertisement to Ratan Tata hypothetically or maybe Mukesh Ambani, right. Will they buy a Honda bicycle? No, they will not buy, right. So, they are giving the wrong advertisement to wrong people. So, you need to really have certain sense about whom you want to really show the ad, right. Just like your mother, right. So, mother will not make you poha in dinner time. She knows what you like, what you do not like. So, if you do not like poha, she will make you something paratha, right. So, you do not have to really open your mouth. Most of the time she is able to understand what you will like and what you will not like, because she has collected enough data even when you were not born, right. So, she has enough data. Now, if Google and Facebook has to really serve you the right ad, and why they have to serve right ad? Otherwise, the advertiser will go to some other platform where they will really get the customers. So, they need to really do right kind of profiling about you, and for that profiling they need to really have enough data about you, and to have enough data about you they need to really collect every data what you are sharing, and they need to store and process it, and that led to big data. So, they were earlier just storing the numeric data. So, if I have to really predict what will be my sales in 3 quarters down the line, I will simply see in Excel sheet what was my quarterly results of last say 20 years or 15 years or 10 years. Now, there is a problem with that numeric analysis. There is a problem with the numeric analysis that is not how the world works. So, you may say, okay, for last say 4-5 launches of OnePlus, we were selling say, so first launch 1 million, second launch 1.5, third launch 2.5, 2 million. We can easily predict, okay, abhi to kuch na kuch to 2.5 million, 2 to 2.5 million will sell easily. Now, with this numeric analysis, you are not able to really incorporate that what people are complaining about your products on Facebook and Twitter or some other stuff. You are not aware, because you have not accounted those feedbacks which are there out there in the net. Even if you are aware, you do not know how to actually incorporate those stuff inputs into your say modeling. So, if you know that there is bad feedback, your natural instinct will say that yes, this time will not even touch the 2 million. This is what our natural instinct is. This is what our natural intelligence is. But if we have to really apply this intelligence to machine is not able to understand beyond the numbers. So, and that was a scenario pre 2000, and we were not bothered about collecting those data as well. We were not collecting the text data, log data, image data, video data. Now, today if you upload the donkey's photograph, Mark Zuckerberg will restore that photograph, right, and he will try to really make sense that yes, this person likes a donkey, and somebody starts selling a donkey, he will show you the ad. उसको लगेगा कि हाँ यार इसका तो कुछ इंटरेस्ट था, right. So, they are trying to really make sense out of the so, they are not only analyzing the numeric data, they are analyzing your location data, right. So, if you are sharing your selfie from some 5-star hotels and 5 times in a month, they will start showing you those kind of ads, right. If you buy a shoe on Amazon, you will start finding that all shoemakers will start showing you the ad on the Facebook. How do they know? Because that is what Facebook really gathered, and that is what Facebook has started really serving you those ads, because Facebook gets the money from those advertisers. So, now we know that why we need to really save the data. So, Google solved this problem of storing the data, because if you have to store the data, you need to store data in servers, and servers are nothing but gold bricks, and they cost a lot. So, Google released a white paper GFC in 2005, and this was picked up by a gentleman called Doug Cutting. And Doug Cutting in 2006, he was working on a project called Nudge, open source search project. He and his partner built a Hadoop based on this paper, and they built Hadoop, which was donated subsequently to Yahoo, and Yahoo made it open source and donated to Apache Foundation. right? And that's what made Hadoop open source and free of cost. What Hadoop did it, a couple of interesting things. Number one, it becomes free of cost because it's now part of Apache Foundation, so you don't have to pay licensing fees. So you don't have to pay money to Teradata or Microsoft or HP or anybody else. You simply download Hadoop, put it in your laptop, and bingo, done. Second, Hadoop is flexible. So in any RDBMS like in MySQL, right? Can you store the data just like that? Can you store images, text, video? Can you keep on dumping the data inside that? Yes or no? Can you just dump the data in SQL? Huh? No, you can't, right? So you have to really bring some structure. So in SQL is just like Excel sheet, right? In Excel sheet you have columns, right? You have name, age, sex, address, right? Income, those kind of columns you have. So you have to really bring some schema, you have to bring some structure, and then only you can store the data. Now Hadoop brought in flexibility. So whatever the kind of data you are getting, just keep on dumping it. And when you have to really do analysis, you can really take out that data and analyze it and use it, right? So the first most important thing, it's a free of cost, there is no licensing fee. Second, it got the flexibility. Third, it offered the huge storage, right? Because now it is on parallel computing, you can really create a clusters, right? Processing power is improved. Fourth, the dependency on server grade hardware is removed. So Hadoop can run on any commodity hardware. So you don't require a server grade hardware. You can run it on a commodity grade hardware, which means assembled machine or a normal machine. A normal PC will cost you 30,000 bucks, assembled PC, whereas server grade server will cost you roughly around 3.5 lakh to 4 lakh or 5 lakh or 15 lakh. So servers are nothing but gold bricks. So these four things actually brought the revolution of big data. So now data storage becomes cheap. No licensing fees, no server, right? Processing speed is fast. You can create a cluster, like we have a cluster of like almost 35 terabyte, which we built in say couple of thousand rupees, right? If you have to really build with servers, it will really cost you $1 million, right? So that kind of scale of economy it can really offer. So for example, BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange. Bombay Stock Exchange, Dulal Mali, who is the head of data warehouse, he has replaced the entire data warehouse with Hadoop, right? And Hadoop is pretty cheap, right? You can really put, he's bought the assembled machines and put up Hadoop, and now it is scalable infrastructure that he has built. So it's not only the best. Now 2008 they built world's largest Hadoop cluster in Yahoo, and that's how the big data boom started, right? So why I told about big data, because you need data to do data science or to do any kind of analysis. So these 5 questions which I shown you, we were able to really answer these 5 questions pre-2000 by simply the numeric data. But when we have to really answer the complex set of questions like which ad you are likely to click, this cannot be simply answered based on the numeric data. I need to analyze lot of posts which you have posted, what kind of likes you have done, right, which ad you have liked, right. So those kind of complex data set I have to really gather and analyze, which could be image, which could be log, which could be text, right, multiple formats of the data, and data which is coming from the multiple sources, right, and that led to the invention of data science. So in 2008 big data was launched. 2008 DJ Patil, who used to work for LinkedIn, and his friend Jeff, who used to work for Facebook, both of these guys were sitting in a pub and they were contemplating that they need to come up with a different designation, because they were not liking their designation of data analyst, because they were doing a lot of advanced level of data analysis than data analysts could really do. Data analysts and business analysts, they were typically analyzing the numeric data, but they were analyzing all this kind of format of the data in LinkedIn and Facebook. So they were not liking this designation, so they came up with a word called data scientist. Data science is quite an old terminology, right, but they came up with this word data scientist. And not only they coined this word, they crowned themselves. So in 2008 they became the first data scientists, and then this word became a vogue in entire Silicon Valley, and everybody started to really call themselves as a data scientist, whosoever was a PhD in statistics or mathematics or geophysics or physics, right, or any data analyst or computer scientist, they all started calling them the data scientists. 2012 DJ Patil wrote an article in HBR, Harvard Business Review, and the title is "The Data Scientist, the Sexiest Job of 21st Century." And that became a vogue, and the whole world caught fire, and everybody started really becoming data scientists. Right? 2012, another interesting thing happened. Jeffrey Hinton in University of Toronto, along with his student, they did a major breakthrough in deep learning. Who is the godfather of deep learning? So all these things happened in last 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, right? So it's not a half a century or a century old. Although AI, data science, AI, machine learning, all these things were in the like mid 50s. And then what has happened? They realize that yes, I can store the data, I can analyze, I can really serve the ad, but these ads I cannot serve manually. So you saw a post about, say, data science, and Facebook sends you an email that Ramlal, you were searching about post on data science. I have an institute called Aegis School of Data Science. They run very good program in data science. Would you like to really enroll for that program? No, they should really offer you right and then and there, right? Or maybe say Google, you search for say KFC and Google shows you some ad on right side. If you search for laptop, they show you the ad. They don't send you the email. Similarly, Amazon, you search for a right shirt, they show you the recommendation right there. They don't send you the email. What it does, that they have automated this whole process of analytics, right, and that led to the renewed interest in AI, machine learning, deep learning, because they wanted to really do a lot of automation. So all these AI research which was being part of most of the university labs, all of a sudden they came into the mainstream. If I have to build up a right kind of recommender engine, I need to use machine learning, and that's the reason most of the top companies, chief data scientists, AI heads, they are the university professors, right. So this has never came out of the industry, this has came out of the university labs. So Jeffrey Hinton is a chief data scientist with Google, right, he is a professor with University of Toronto, right. This guy Andrew Ng is the founder of Coursera. He was a chief data scientist with Baidu, right. Now he launches deeplearning.ai, right. So most of the companies leading heads of AI and data science are from the universities. Fair enough. So I would recommend go and read this article. This article title is quite misleading, because this glamorizes the data scientist. Data scientist job is not as glamorous as this title speaks about. There is no sexiness in data scientist job, right. Neither they are sexy nor their job is sexy, right. They are not Deepika Padukone or Shah Rukh Khan job. So 90% of the time, 80% of the time you will be cleaning up a data, right, and large volume of the data, and you will go mad, right. So it's a tough job, it's not a glamorous job. What is glamorous in this job is only money, right, because you are paid heavily. But to make huge money, you need to really put in extreme hard work, a lot of sacrifices, right. So I am not here to really glorify this job. Okay, the job is only for those who can really put in 8-12 hours a day and keep on doing for their entire life and keep on studying 3 to 4 hours every day, right. So it's not a storytelling job. Okay. And by the way, even star's job, this job is also tough, right. It's not an easy job to keep in shape, right, to maintain that energy, right. They have to really always be in shape, they have to really do a lot of workout, live in discipline, unlike the way TV shows that they are doing all the time parties, right? This is not the how they lead the life. Like for example, Akshay Kumar, highly disciplined star. Okay. What is another sexiness of these data scientists? Unlike other professions wherein you need to give problems, like for example, if you are working as a business analyst, I need to ask you that, okay, solve this problem, tell me what will be the sales of this product, say next month. Data scientists on other hand can work under the extreme uncertainties. You give them simply data and tell them that, okay, come up with the right questions and right answers, right? If you can find the questions, you can find the answers. So data scientists, you don't have to really define them the problem. It is always good that you can define a problem, but sometimes you don't know the problem, because problem formulation also brings the bias, right? So you give data to data scientists and they can analyze the data and they can come up with 10-20 problems or opportunities which you may be missing, right? And that's the reason they are paid more. Now, what is data science? Data science in simple term is a science of making the sense of the data, analyzing the data, simple. And that's what business analytics analysts, data analysts were also doing. That's what a marketeer also does. That's what a finance manager also does, right? What is great in that, in data science? The only great is data. Here the shape and size of the data is different. Here the data size is a large volume of the data, and the data is coming from the variety of the sources. It could be coming from email or text file or a log file or a music or multiple sources. That's the only differentiation, which is much closer to the human being. And that's where data science uses multiple AI techniques, right? And that's where the AI and data science marries. So data science uses machine learning, statistics, right, which is a branch of mathematics. Data science uses machine learning. So statistics is anyway used by business analysts and mathematics. But what data scientists also do, other than using the mathematics and statistics and probability, they are using machine learning and deep learning. They are using natural language processing to make sense of the text data, and they are using vision for analyzing the image and video data. Clear? They are not using robotics, because they don't want algorithm, models to really dance like a human being, right? But essentially what techniques they are using of AI, machine learning, deep learning, NLP, right? These three things they are using, right? Machine learning, deep learning, NLP. Clear? Okay, data science is all about automating the data science as well. Right? Let's understand with example. I gave you this example, right? So Snapdeal, their customers roughly around 25 million customers, 5 million products. Amazon 160 million customers, which is bigger than Russia's population, 5 billion products. How do you really give the right recommendation? You can't do it, right? So you use machine learning. So these recommender systems are basically machine learning. So they are analyzing and they are giving you the result at the speed of light, right? Not exactly speed of light, right? Now, this is the skill and competency matrix of data scientists. So what you need to have a domain knowledge, you need to know stats, mathematics, right, probability, because every piece of analysis is basically mathematics, please understand, right? And machine learning. Machine learning is nothing, is basically statistical learning which adds wings to the mathematical analysis. Clear? And then bunch of IT tools. So you need to learn Python, R, Tableau, ClickSense, right, Hadoop, Spark, right, tons of IT tools which keeps on coming, keeps on going. Fair enough? Earlier SAS was popular, then R became popular, then Python became popular. Tomorrow Julia will become prominent, some other language will come, right? But you don't have to really worry about that. You can really keep on switching from one language to other language. Where it is applied, not a single domain where it is not applied. Government is also using. Government is using to really collect the more tax, right? So 3 years back they launched a project called Insight, right? Manufacturing is using, airline is using. Go Air hired our couple of students for what? For dynamic pricing, right? Ford Mercedes hired our students. Banks are hiring students. So almost every industry is hiring data scientists for analyzing the data. right? Healthcare is extensively using, insurance is using, banks is using, right? Why banks are using? उसको टी के लिए बोलना टी why banks are using? To detect fraud, right? To recommend the right product to the right customer, right? Okay. Data science versus AI, I have explained you, right? So, data science uses a lot of AI techniques, right? In data science, you will do analysis plus at the same time you build the product. In AI, you will build products, you will build systems. Data scientists can be good AI engineers because they are anyway learning machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, these are the things anyway they are learning. Right. So, a lot of our students, they have become now AI engineers. Now, in reality, when you really look at the job description of AI engineer, machine learning engineer and data scientist, is roughly 90% of the JD is a common, right. Now, today data science is not using robotics, that is the only field of AI which data scientists are not using, right. AI in a more generic sense, you can really feel that it is more of like a product, it is more of a software, right. Data scientists, they can build those products and they are part of that process, product making, but they are also able to analyze, right, other than building a product or being part of that product development team. They can do analysis, which AI guys don't. AI guys focus is more on the product development, like building of a chatbot or facial recognition software, which data scientists will also be part of that. But other than that, data scientists can do data analysis. Say for example, whether you should buy this building in say 15,000 crores or 200 crores. What will be price of this building say 10 years down the line, right? What will be the average height of Indians in say next 50 years, right? When this underground water of Delhi will deplete in 10 years, 5 years, right? How to improve the traffic conditions in Bombay? What will be the traffic congestion condition in say next 10 years? What will be the car density in Bombay? Fair enough. How many people will die with train accidents? How the capacity of train should be increased in next 5 years to accommodate the population growth? AI guys will not answer that. AI guys perhaps will build system to really take care of that, right? So, AI guys will build perhaps systems on traffic, right, just like a Google map, so that traffic can be controlled properly. So, Google map shows you the red, so that you can really change the street and recommends you. That is basically AI, but the base is basically an analysis of data. Fair enough. So, data scientist analysis can lead to a product development, can lead to, not necessarily. So, these fields are quite correlated, but they are not same. Difference is minor. Skill sets are common, right. So, you do not have to really fall in debate whether this is business analyst job, this is data analyst job, this is data scientist job. Please understand, as an entrepreneur, if I want to really hire you, I want you to hire you and pay you to solve some problem, not to get into my debate with debate ki sir ye to problem AI ka problem hai, this is data analyst, you hire business analyst. No, damn it, I have hired you. If you can solve the problem, fine, I'll put the paper and leave, right. This is how it works, and there are common skill set which is needed to really do that, right. Some jobs will require some higher degree of some skills, some jobs will require some lower degree of those skills. The degree will vary, but the stack of technology will be essentially the same. Fair enough? Good. This picture really gives you difference between data analyst, business analyst and data scientist. Tell me who is data analyst, who is business analyst and who is data scientist. Praveen, इनके लिए भी चाय करवाओ ना. Get them tea as well. हाँ. Which one is data analyst, which one is data scientist and business analyst?
First one is business analyst probably.
Okay.
Data scientist is the Iron Man one.
Hmm.
And data analyst is the human that basically.
Okay. So this is data analyst, this is business analyst, and this is this is oversimplification. Lot of data analysts and business analysts now have learned machine learning and deep learning, NLP, right? This Iron Man is a data scientist. He can do the job of data analyst and business analyst both, because generally people say that business analysts, they have the higher level of domain understanding than the data scientist. But now companies like Shadi.com and other companies, they have started replacing business analysts with data scientists, because I don't want to hire like two people doing the same job. So data scientists also need to really understand what is the business application of the analysis which you are doing. So any analysis, whether it is done by data scientist or business analyst or data analyst, if it does not make sense to the business, that analysis is useless. So as a data scientist, you also need to understand where this is going to be applied in business scenario. Like for example, if as a business head, if I ask you, okay, my problem is I want to really increase my sales by 5% in next 2 quarters. Now how do you really translate this problem into machine learning problem or data science problem? That mapping, if you can really do, you will succeed, otherwise not. Fair enough? So whether you are a business analyst, whether you are a marketing guy or a sales guy or data scientist, machine learning guy, you should be able to really do that. Yeah.
Just one question. It's like a bit different than this. Like in ML now. Okay, so in ML now we have auto ML.
Right.
So basically, except for feature engineering and everything, the machine learning part can be automated. Is like in the future for the data scientist part, something similar can happen according to you?
It started happening.
Okay.
It will not happen, it started happening. So if you go to datarobot.com, data robot can really do, so as a human being, you have to really use human intelligence to find out which algorithm you need to apply. Abhi SVM use karna hai, logistic use karna hai, which algorithm you have to apply. Data robot can really do it its own, and it can really find pretty good accuracy than the human being.
So like I can, I did not guess the initial part. So I give my data to the machine, like
Yeah,
to the website.
and the machine will be able to identify which algorithm I need to really use.
So I don't need to do anything
Yes,
basically.
you don't have to do anything. So while you will be training yourself on data science and machine learning, companies are working to really kick you out, right?
What is the best thing, like what I have learned from my previous experience? Creativity is the best part, which machines won't learn in an easy way. So on a business part, I know, okay, like I can sustain, but if I come on a complete technical part and leave the business part, so is it a fair decision or a dicey one?
Okay, so let's understand. Let's go back to the child. Things are very simple. It is we really actually wrap up in the code. Why your mother teaches you this is a snake and this is a cat and this is a dog?
Improve myself.
Huh?
Improve myself in each
To
and
survive yourself.
Okay.
Right? You can't really hold a snake and kiss a snake, right? And sleep with it, right? It is a dangerous thing. So you have been taught that don't hold a snake, don't ride a tiger. You can really ride a dog, but not to tiger. So it is to basically survive.
Okay.
Every decision human being takes is to survive, and the second motivation is to grow. But survival motivation is much higher than the growth motivation. So, for example, if I tell you that there is a bomb blast in, say, near our city, right? That news is far more important to you than if I tell you that if you visit our city mall, you will get $1 million. But if I share these two news, that there is a bomb blast and there is a $1 million prize, which will motivate you most?
Bomb blast.
Bomb blast, right? Not $1 million. Because $1 million जिंदा रहे तो कभी तो निकाल ही लेंगे, मैं भी नहीं निकालेंगे. So all these things actually leading to that. So if you disengage, so why I gave you this example? Because there is a business. There is a business object in terms of really evolution, why evolution trained you. If there is a so-called God, if there is a nature trained you, and if you are a machine, this nature is giving you enough data and telling you which data need to be handled at what level and what priority. Clear? And that's the reason your senses are built, right? That's the reason your hearing capability is slower than your ability to see, right? So you can see a fire before you hear actually sound of blast. Clear? So that you can really protect yourself, you can run fast, right? So if you disengage business, now let's come down, right? It is going on abstract track. Let's come down to business. If you disengage business with your technology, now imagine that this vision, this hearing, these are all technology. Imagine that you are a biorobot and you have been trained, and this is some kind of game God is playing so that you survive, and you have to really take best action, right, which is like reinforcement learning, and you are a biorobot. You have to survive and you have to optimize your lifespan, and that's what precisely you do. When you drive a car, it is like a magic that how do you survive reaching to Belapur without dying, right? This is a game you are playing which is, with this game is having the reward is that you survive, penalty is you die if you really hit. So this is a clearly reward and penalty game you are playing, right, which is kind of a reinforcement learning. And there is a business is that you want to really reach to a destination. If these two things you disengage, then this whole technology is useless, right. So if you disengage that, if I disengage that I need to increase 5% revenue in my business or 10% revenue in my business, if this business objective I remove, then what is the use of using the technology? Okay, I took a long route to explain you, but if you can never disengage the business with the technology, right. Somebody might be better to really understand the business objectives, somebody will be better to really implement those business objectives and achieving it through the technology. But the best combination is someone who understands the business and someone who understands the technology as well. The degree may change, but you can't hire some guy who do not understand at all what you are saying. So I run a software development company. I actually, whenever I don't just tell them that okay develop it, I explain them the object. What is the object of doing it? If you understand, then I don't have to really keep on explaining you, because as a human being you have enough intelligence to understand that, right. So I can really jargon that revenue and sales and all those stuff, but as a human being all of you understand the importance of money. All of you understand the importance of money. If I really make more money, instead of buying a Maruti 800, I can buy a BMW. This is a simple logic sense, which is also for an organization. If organization makes more money, which is like increasing the revenue, they can really have the more resources. They can pay more to their people. So if we say that we don't understand business or we don't understand technology, but how you will increase the sale? If you have limited resources and if you don't want to send, like for example in Amazon or Flipkart or Snapdeal, their sales, 1/3 of the sales comes out of the recommender system. 1/3. What is Amazon's revenue? $250 billion. They can buy Pakistan, Bangladesh in cash deal, right? $450 billion. It's a huge revenue. 1/3 of that revenue comes out of recommender system. So if I am a chairman of the board, I can fire the CEO in a minute's time. But I can't touch those guys, those 2 dozen guys, those who are building home recommender system, because they are bringing me sales without sending even a single sales guy out there on the field. So this business objective of increasing the sale is being achieved by my technology guy. But if this technology guy, if they are dumb, pure, absolute coders and they don't understand my business, they will not be able to really build. And nobody is so dumb. So, we can really term these coders or machine learning guys as a nerd, but they have enough intelligence to actually understand. Understanding business is not a rocket science. Running business is, of course, is a tedious thing, but understanding business, how the sales will increase is easy thing than actually achieving it. I can give you gyan, how to become a data scientist, but becoming one for me and you is a difficult task. Theoretically, I can explain you. Got it? Sorry, I took a long route, right?
And do you think like the big sharks will be like the main ones holding everything, like the like if you see AWS a cloud and it has many AI ML
Yes.
Services nowadays. Same,
Everything.
Yes.
Hmm.
Now Google is on the same path, Microsoft is on
Yes.
the same path.
Yes.
So in the future, do you feel like okay, people will be moving towards this people and like basically instead of having a hardware and people to like take care of it and all that hassle, I would rather go for a cloud service and hire someone who knows how to work on it instead of keeping a huge team and everything.
But still you have to hire man, no?
But comparatively, I won't be like if
Yes.
I have a machine and it goes
So, technology, that is what the beauty of the technology. Technology actually augment the human capability. With technology, you can achieve what one man can do a task of 10 people or a million people. Right? Today, because of technology in Coursera, one professor is teaching to millions of his students. Right? This is what the technology's job. But will it cut down the human job? The answer is no, because some other jobs will emerge.
Okay.
Because you have to really train those models. Somebody has to check that what this model is doing, what this AI system is doing, whether it is biased or not. It should not really go out of the control. The slave should not become a master, right? So, you have to really keep on employing the human being and their skill. Today you have gone into a learning path which is exponential path. So, what you learn today is going to be obsolete tomorrow, which earlier time it used to take 5 years or 10 years time. Now, this time has decreased to 3 months or a 6 month or a 4 month, right. So, you are on a continuous learning path. So, the time has changed, the job has become more demanding, right. So, not every average guy will be able to really retain their job as a data scientist, they have to really keep on learning. So, most of our students, those who became data scientists like in 15 or 16, they are learning more than what they have learned in Aegis. So, you have to keep on learning. It is just like when you ride a tiger, you enjoy, you love that you are riding a tiger. But the moment you think of really getting down of the tiger, you will never get down the tiger because tiger will enjoy you. So, you can become a data scientist, you will enjoy that, that will give you thrill and that will give you money. But if you really need to really maintain that path and keep on increasing that your income and even sustain, you have to really run. And will that running will be torturous? The answer is no, because you will be habitual of that. If you don't do that, then that will be troublesome to you. But yes, you are right. So, all these companies, while you are acquiring the skills, companies are trying to really bring these capabilities to machine that machine can really do. But can it completely be done by machine? The answer is no. Can machines completely do analysis? The answer is no. Right? There is no full generic AI which is available today which can really do a task like a human being. There is a lot of talk, but in reality it is not there. Still human intelligence is far superior than the machine intelligence. In some specific tasks, like for example, identifying the object in millions of the image, machine can beat you. But crossing this street, a million Sophia and Pepper will die and they will not be able to cross this street. Right? That intelligence human being is having. Can driverless car will be a reality in India for next 10 years? The answer is no. Okay, skills. Math is the number one skill. Math was relevant 200 years back, even today it is relevant. Regression was in statistics 200 years back, it is borrowed in machine learning few years back, right. Machine learning, NLP, R, these are the most important skills, right? Still, though Python has become prominent, but R is still heavily used. So you will keep on toggling between R and Python, but you can survive just knowing R, Python. Then Spark, Hadoop, Spark has overtaken Hadoop, right? Python. So these skills are the most important skills for you to really survive, right?
Can you just tell me the difference between Spark and Hadoop if possible? Recently I was working on a project, so I am not good with the technical stuff part, but I just try to understand a little.
Okay, so very 20,000 feet differentiation I can give you. Spark is much faster than the Hadoop, right? Spark works in memory, right? So the speed advantage what you get is a 10x to 100x. This is the kind of speed advantage you can really get, right, in Spark, and that's the reason Spark has become much more popular than the Hadoop. Hadoop uses MapReduce, right, and Spark is much faster. Spark you can really actually do in Scala, or you can do it in Python, right? And both of these, Hadoop and Spark, they are used for data infrastructure, data engineering, at the same time for machine learning, right? Now Spark is since this is newer than the Hadoop, it is much easier. So any new technology which comes, it is basically much easier and user friendly as compared to the older technology. This is by default in evolution. That is what it happens. Like Python is much easier language than Java. Java learning curve is pretty tough, right? So Python you can learn in 15 days. 15 days, can you really imagine of learning Java? The answer is no. Or C, not possible, right? Okay, these are the hundreds of other technologies, right? Deep learning with TensorFlow, cognitive computing, IBM uses, robotics, computer vision, speech recognition, math, right? This is typically stack for AI, right? But deep learning and computer vision, these are two used for data science as well, right? And analytics. Watson Analytics, it is a fantastic platform. You just simply upload the Excel sheet and create the graphs, beautiful visualization, and it also gives you the correlation. So without going deeper into machine learning, it can really establish some correlation. But if you understand machine learning, it becomes much easier. SPSS is an old thing. A lot of top companies uses SPS for predictive analytics, but this is proprietary software. Cognos is used by all 500 Fortune companies, right? Vodafone Global uses Cognos. We teach this course as a part of our program. These are tons of other skill set or courses: Scala, ClickSense, marketing analytics, social media analytics, right? ML over Azure, graph database, Apache Hive, MongoDB, right? Tableau and ClickSense. These are two good tools for visualization, because every analysis you do, you have to really give a right presentation to the stakeholders, right? And these two tools are pretty good tools. Okay, any question, guys? How do I enter in this field? You can refer to hundreds of blogs which is out there. You can refer to this datasciencegyan.com. At the same time, we have a group on Facebook, Data Science Gyan. You can join the Facebook group. We post a lot of good articles over there. You can download white papers. This white paper is on data science by Deloitte and Aegis. You can search this white paper on Google. You can download. So whatever I am talking about, you can really get a lot of good stuff on this white paper. There is another white paper for big data, and this third white paper is about NLG. NLG is a subset of AI, and what NLG does, it is much more advanced form of NLP. So, for example, if I give you financial report of Apple, you will not be able to really comprehend, because reading graphs is not natural to human beings. So what I will do, I will feed this graph data into this NLG system, and NLG system will convert into readable text format, which is natural to human being. How do I enter into this field? So what you guys are doing? Third year engineering. MCA, both of you. Job, good. So you can pick up a lot of short-term courses on Coursera edX while doing engineering. You can pick up courses on Udemy, Coursera, right? Now don't enroll for many courses because you'll never be able to finish. Enroll for 1 or 2 courses, one at one time, right? Don't enroll for multiple courses. If you're thinking for PG program, then this postgraduate program in data science by Aegis is one of the best programs. The other program is by IIT Kharagpur, IIM Kolkata, ISI. They jointly run these. These are the only 2 programs worthwhile in India, right? Because majority of the programs are run by business school, they are not worthy. And most of the programs, they are business analytics program, which is like 90% careers of management, 10% is technology. There are a lot of short-term program, 3-month, 6-month program, which will also not be useful to you. Because 95% of our students, they have already done online courses of 3-month or even courses like a 6-month or 3-month courses on multiple vendors, and they could not really gain, because machine learning itself we teach close to almost 180 hours. Statistics we teach over 100 hours, right? Because the base is mathematics. So never ever join any MBA in business analytics program, because you will not even become a salesman doing that. If you know R, Python, Hadoop, you can join as a research scholar. We hire research scholars. You can be part of couple of projects which I have shown you. We also pay you, right? That's all. Any question, guys? Great. So we have Dr. Gangopadhyay. Dr. Gangopadhyay is having perhaps more experience than my age, right? In the academia. He established IIM Indore. He was a professor with XLRI, Tata Institute of Social Science. He is our dean. He is a leading authority for HR, human resource, right? He is one of the best behavioral scientists and statisticians himself. So he is basically original data scientist. So I invite Dr. Gangopadhyay to share his thoughts.
Still you have how many people are there online? Few. Anyway, still you have interest in listening to me? Yeah, really? So this is what exactly cannot be predicted by data. Can be predicted only when meet face to face. And I think thanks to you, because I was attending, it's really very appreciative that you have come on a Sunday. But I am sure that if you would not have come, you would not have gained this much, which is impossible actually. And Mr. Bhupesh has put you in a very correct perspective, not because of anything, because I am also an admirer of the way in which he starts conceiving about the data science. He says that I am my experience is more than his age, but experience is always a liability in terms of data. Whether which one counts more, and in terms of the experientially, I think after some time it becomes additive. All my it is not integrative. So after some time, more than 2 years experience, we used to discount, and we don't appreciate anybody more than 2 years experience, because his ability to learn actually is very low. This is a data-driven environment on which you have to survive. The option, I think I am basically, I repent why I have spent time in terms of working in the area where exactly I could, although I had an option, but nobody has told us, nobody has guided us. This meetup is titled as a career counseling for a meetup for giving you some directions, those who are online and those who are physically present, in terms of getting for a selection. Our time it was not. It was essentially driven by. I am very happy you are, I think most of us are studying because studies gives us a social recognition. You see, you must study, and if you don't study, then it becomes very difficult for you, because society will boycott you. I think the thing is that there are two professions which was there in our time. One is engineering and other is non-engineering. See, I am unfortunate, because I am having a twin brother, and he has excelled in terms of academic things in the school period. But I'll tell you the lighter side of that. And we studied in the same class, and I think I come from a very middle class family. All used to get the same clothes. It was very confusing, and basically he is very smart. So whatever things he used to do, I used to get beaten. So, but when it comes to the career, one thing I have decided, I will not be going with him anywhere, because again the same thing will be repeated, because we stayed in the same village, same city, and then finally we went to the same school, and no more. Enough is enough. So he went for, I think God is kind to me as well as to him. They separated, and he went to IIT Kanpur, and I opted out of it. Although I took him. Actually, my interest was that I could also go with the stream to get into engineering college. I took him for a career in medicine. This boy was admitted. At that time there was no much of CET, joint entrance. So you just go there, and when they saw his mark sheet in Calcutta Medical College, he said that go get your X-ray chest done by 10 rupees and come, we will admit you. This boy, actually we were not having 10 rupees also. So he wanted to, he said, we'll do it after some time. He was not interested in medicine, because the medical college smell itself actually is very distasteful to him. You know, there is a lot of, you must have gone to hospitals. Nah? So he left, and then he decided never to come back. I don't know whether it's a good thing, because I was very happy that let him go to medicine and I'll go for something. But as it happens, it does not happen. I cannot dictate. He went to IIT Kanpur. Those days, IIT Kanpur was the top institute. Bombay was absolutely hopeless. Kharagpur is too big, and not many good students used to go. Chennai is South India. Actually, our definition in India is also different. And then therefore, Kanpur is the only thing. And what is the attraction of Kanpur was, that is how the career was selected. Data was inadequate. Kanpur has a flying club for the students. It's very exciting, you know. Still it continues. Kanpur is a God-forsaken place actually. And Kanpur is in UP, Uttar Pradesh. So that all these things were there. I think today everybody goes for IIT Bombay. I don't know why. And my thing that it is not a data-driven structuring of IITs. Delhi should not have got an IIT, but they got it, because Delhi people's children has to be admitted there. Unless you send your people, that was that should have been a criteria. But now you are thinking of a career, and what happened actually, finally I landed up in management education. It's called MBA. One of my great students, who is now a CEO of a multinational company, written many books. You can Google it and you'll find. MBA according to him is mediocre but average. MBA according to him, he wrote a subsequent edition of MBA. You can get it in bookshops. Married but available. So I don't know why. He is a very good student. He has did his MBA from XLRI. XLRI is a very good institute, in fact. You all know XLRI, have you heard about them? JVS Labor Relations Institute. It is in Tata Nagar, in Jamshedpur. You know Jamshedpur where? How many of you are aware of Jamshedpur where it is? So you don't know. It's good. It's a Tata. Tata is a company like Bata, which makes shoes. Tata makes steels. And the first steel plant of a person who hails from Bombay, he went and he identified that place because steel requires lots of iron ore and water. And that was the data that has given Jamshedji Tata. He set up the plant, Tata Steel plant there. And they have also brought an institution there. I'm very happy, at least you are in, I don't know what brings you here. But I will tell you, as on today, when we were, as a teacher, I used to find huge rush for management education. Everybody wants to become MBA. And in Indian situation, management, if you do a degree MBA, then your chances of getting married and getting higher salary is high. I have been a victim of this because I taught in IIMs, Accelerize and Tata Institute. Because it's a very, very great opportunity to enhance your, why it is? Because it's basically very competitive. Nothing else, I think. CAT, I was personally responsible for understanding CAT, and I found that the CAT is essentially how to eliminate people, just like JEE, you know. So basically it's very, if you really look at it, but the things are totally different. It has to be data driven. Na? Say, human being, if it has to organize anything, it should be very clear that at some point of time in life you have to take a decision. First of all, let me also tell you that you really don't know what is a career. He has told you that is the sexiest job. I don't know, even if you think it's the sexiest job, it does not mean anything. It gives, ultimately he has converted in it. There is outcome is more money. I come from that elite institutions where people used to get money for getting trained in summer. After getting a job, just like that film star, I am told, I am not personally, I don't know them. When they sign an agreement, they are given money. So I used to see my students used to get money which I have never earned in my life, 50,000, 1 lakh for accepting an offer by companies. And that is actually prompted people to go for MBA. And we are trying to, because almost data science GAN you had already you got, people used to go for this management. Now, what is the secret of management? Why people used to take management students? Because if you are taking an MBA graduates, your risk of getting, because you need not interview many people. And you go to a place, first of all you try them with internship, and then you absorb them by giving a placement. Placement was a great fun. Everybody said 100% placement. I used to also celebrate. I don't know why. I used to feel that is a major job. But this placement actually does not mean anything. Today the world has come to an end. Many of the companies are finding it useless to employ MBAs now. Why they are finding it difficult? Because by notion, this MBA is essentially basically as a management, you have two tasks. One is lowering the cost of operation and get a meaningful insight into market to get a great success in terms of penetration. And therefore, all this process requires a decision process, and we call it a decision making process. When you take when company or organization or individual takes a decision, MBA teaches you how to take decision based on guts. You see, I think that you are listening to me. I think that you are agreeing with me. These are all my thinking, because after teaching for 4 decades, I know anybody who nods at me, he is not listening at all. How I came to know? Because you are all interesting people. Human being is very difficult, because deep understanding of human being is impossible. So actually, if you are nodding or smiling or looking at me, does not mean anything. You may be, first of all, it's not possible. Say, for example, I was just watching. So many, how long you are here? More than 3 hours, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. You cannot listen for more than 3 minutes. Actually, to be honest with you, research is conducted all over the world says that more than 1 minute you cannot. Then you start moving so many places. Actually, mentally you are away, physically you will be here. But the question is that decision making is such a process which, if it comes from within, say for example, I used to always think that this is the boy who, I have been in selection process in MBA institution for many years. I thought that this will be the best student of the institute. But I had no other interest, and actually that time there was no other. I used to take a decision. This is a good, because they come through a screening test, and then after that, you see you have a interview. I thought that this is a very misleading process, because to be honest with you, 80% of the cases I used to feel frustrated. I am a student of statistics. My professors used to say, I think, don't select anybody, because essentially in our organization we are not selecting anybody, we are rejecting. And he says that best way of selection is you keep your all applications and then allow and open a fan. Anybody, all the applications, which one remains on your table, you select him. You see, my professors, in psychometry used to tell that today I think all of you are married? No. You? No. You are not. That's a good thing. You see, if you open, best thing is that if you go to anybody, that is not exactly, has not happened now. I'll tell you why. Because you just open the door and whomsoever you find in the morning, you marry. You will see that's a better successful marriage than if there's an arrange, family goes and seeing, you also go and meet for 2 hours, nothing. Say, it's very interesting. That means it's very difficult to decide. People, you see, Herbert Simon has got a Nobel Prize by constructing a decision making model. And he finally landed up in implicit theory model. If you go through this one, he got a Nobel Prize. And he says implicit assumptions are, I like people who look like me. Anybody who makes me uncomfortable by staring at me, I don't like them. Na? I avoid looking at them. Suppose you make aisa karo. I have gone to my granddaughter's school. She wanted me to introduce, I think not now or 10 years back, with her friends. So then all of a sudden, he said, this is my friends, they are not in India. So this fellow started making huge aggression with me. Then she told me, come, he is not a good boy. The idea is that it is very difficult, I think. So therefore, please keep it in mind, decision which comes out of your guts are not rewarded. Now, hardly anything to take a decision on, because it is very difficult. So today, if I today say why Shaadi.com has come, because they make an extensive analysis of the entire thing, but still their success rate. Now, I call myself, I think, it's a basically serious dating site. It's not a marriage site. Marriage cannot be organized to a dating site, a matrimonial sites. It's very difficult. A number of variables are there, but can it be quantified is a problem. Now, exactly why it cannot be quantified? Because what are the data on which you will take a decision is impracticable. I think basically let us understand one thing. Marriage is an obsolete institution today, because unless you data and point to point congruence between two souls, impossible. Therefore, anybody, if you are aspiring to become a successful, looking for a successful marriage, forget, I think, since it is a good thing for you, I can only counsel you, forget. Except, you see, basically, you have to, you cannot, because it's such a complicated, even artificial intelligence. That's why in Canada, Toronto, I was walking through on the highway, on the road, see downtown road. I saw there are lots of parlors has come. I thought it must be an internet parlor. No, no, no. They are actually, this is basically, they are robots have become so cognitive, like Sophia and others. People are going there to satisfy their love making process, because they don't want to take risk, because there you can control. Look at it, all the technological tools which you are telling is very, very interesting. So now you can make love with Sophia, and it has been enriched with lots of cognition that can give you lots of comforts, which is just not possible in case of human being. Now here comes the question of artificial intelligence and natural intelligence. Say for example, you was talking about it. Please keep your finger crossed, because things are difficult today, because the data analytical professions will give you an insight. Everybody wants to know dynamically what will be the outcome. And if you are having a solid model, say I can give you some instances as a career option why I cannot discourage you to go for management education or any other courses. Let us go into a more predictable courses where you will get a career. Career means what, I don't know. Only I have understood one thing. By definition, in Indian context or world context, career means more money. And if more money is required, nobody will afford to pay you more if you are not able to substantiate your decision making process. It's a very simple thing. Government wants to know, business wants to know. It's what Mr. Bhupesh was just telling you about the business domain, knowledge of business domain. Actually, this is what exactly you require, where you will be able to tell. Say dynamic pricing. You see, railway has introduced dynamic pricing, their entire business model failed because they could not do. Airlines has a dynamic pricing. Half of the aircraft seats are going vacant, because people behavior is very predictable. What should be the ideal pricing? That is why, say for example, what is the change which has happened? Happened was, earlier we used to use SPSS. I think we got impressed with SPSS, although it's a very, because institute used to provide us. But ultimately we were not able to make any meaningful identifications of the outcome, because SPSS gives you logical things. Because why it is so? Because SPSS was responsible for only structured data. Today every data is unstructured, and the basic good business decision makes you when you can analyze and combine both structured and unstructured data and make it predictable. So prediction, recommendation, visualizations, which we are now feeling, is possible only when you really shift yourself from the only structured data analysis to unstructured data. Unstructured data is very difficult. I have a lot of students, so they did PhD. When it comes to unstructured data analysis, we are not making much of headway. I think these are all concepts, since you don't know, I don't want to make it very difficult for you. But please understand, at some point of time you have to take a decision. You are at a crossroad. And in this crossroad you have to take a decision, should you go for? Now many people are asking, sir, should I go for an MBA? You can go, but you will remain unemployed. There was a huge craze for going for engineering. Ultimately what has happened? I think people say they are not unemployable. They are not employable. But why they are not employable? Because there is no problem. The job of engineer has changed. Actually engineering is worse than studying a general science. It's basically you have not studied anything. Because he is a very young boy, and he can beat me also. He has studied engineering. Now he may attack me also. They to gali de raha hai. No, I'm not telling you. Saj is an engineer, and I don't know what is an engineer, but essentially you don't know anything, and therefore you call it totally ignorant engineer. Because again, after doing that, you have to do this. Earlier, it was a concept of education was a finishing school. In college, you will not learn anything. Whatever he is learning here only. And otherwise, you go to an MBA course, there also you don't learn anything. Finally, that gives you a ticket for entrance, and then you get a job. Now, you have to think about it. Are you really adding your competency? Data science is a substitute for, till something else is not identified, of making a better effective decision making that will affect your bottom line. Because the organization is not interested. So, for example, today every builder would be interested what will be how much, look at their problem. They have constructed building. There is nobody is coming forward to purchase the houses. So much of backlog. And then they are telling, now in Bombay also, I would never imagine, they will say, you come and occupy the house, give the first installment and occupy and start paying the installments. No booking, because those who have booked their houses, they are not coming forward. It's very unpredictable environment. Why it is so? So, for example, today you apply any field, you talk about financial things. It's very unpredictable. Now, you need a huge number of data sets to analyze it and come to a better predictability. And if you are not able to predict, then I think probably nobody will lose your job. So, for example, what is happening across the spectrum is very interesting. And therefore, this course gives you a better value addition. What exactly do you already know? Only thing is that knowing, say for example, you have studied MCA, you know all. What you know, I don't know, because basically yesterday only I was talking to somebody, some of my relatives. He says that Indians are very bad coder. I said, oh, but better than he stays in US. I said that he runs a business. He said, no. I said, better, what's better than, but are they better, not better than American? Well, no. American coder, those who are good, we only take them and they are good, and but the charges are more. But Indian coder, actually we really don't know. We don't like them, because I have to keep another person to examine what he has done, because he is a very poor coder, but he comes every day. Now the question is that the competency level is very low. Now think about the land. You say, Mr. Bhupesh has already told you that it's a mathematical understanding. Data or every decision process, decision support system is driven by mathematical understanding. And this mathematics you have not studied, none of you. And why? Because mathematics, if you have studied, then it should have been extended to statistics, because you are now, when the data comes, it's basically statistical analysis. So huge data set will be there in which you have to analyze. Now, for that, you have to develop first mathematical sense, then statistical sense. And if you look at this way, then probably let me also tell you that will enhance your ability to go ahead in your career. And if you don't do, and another thing is that, let us understand one thing, this career needs continuous upgradation. It's not like the doctors which are practicing here. They are not updated here. They give you they don't know anything, but still they are practicing, because we don't have any substitute. Now think about IBM. They have given you a wonderful tool in which you feed data, you get everything. Now the question is that today we are getting, because these technological tools which are applicable for your data science will be giving you a permanent long lasting solutions. Say for example, today there are two ways in which you can operate. He was talking about this, going to an internet, this eBay, and then they will give you recommendation. If you purchase this shirt, you should be this coat or this. But say for example, our time it was not like this. Anything, our decision process was very interesting. Anything which is cheap, who is to purchase, whether it makes sense or not, I don't know. Say for example, when I was coming out, My decision analysis is very simple, but not like you. I took out first my trouser, then a shirt, and then any coat which is easily available now, I pulled it and then I wear it. But I don't know whether it matches or not. But all of you are getting the senses because you are trying to apply the scientific way of deciding. I don't know. I hope that you are doing. I don't know if you, many people could be like me also. I don't know. But please understand. Now, what is you are at a crossroad. What you will do? You will again trade on the same avenue what others are doing. See, for example, today, if you look at it, there's all the management schools and so many management schools because Indian Institute of Management has become so big, and I think you name a place, name a town, name a village, there is a management institute. But what they will do, it will be it will have. Now what they are doing, any engineering colleges which is getting closed will convert it into a management institute. That is not the way in which you can plan your career. You see, I don't like the term counseling because you cannot be counsel. You can be given some facts which Mr. Bhupesh has already given you. Ultimately, you have to take a decision what you should do. We are not interested. This is basically this counseling means you have to, it puts you an exploration stage. You start exploring yourself. So, for example, your definition of life has to be changed. Then I think no problem will be there. If you think that you will get a career, it will be the sexiest job, I think I am not very clear what exactly it means. You also don't know. Now, let us understand, first you identify, understand what are the criteria on which you are deciding. This course is very meaningful because I am finding it very exciting in terms of relating with a management theories. Because management theories are also like this, and it has an application, whether you are in mechanical engineering, whether you are in medical field. I have a lot of doctor students, those who have graduated from KEM or AIMS also, but they have studied management and they are doing wonderful. They are working now in financial hotels, and I tell you, they are enjoying. And he said there is nothing wrong in it because as an MBBS graduate, you don't know anything. As an engineering graduate, you don't know anything. But finally, you have to analyze yourself what you are going to do. Nothing is bad. You see, basically, if you would have studied physics, I think it would have been very difficult for your life also. Engineering is a better option because at least you can, with AT, KT, DT, jo bhi bolo, you will be able to clear through. Sach sun rahe ho? But if you have studied physics, I think if you, last 2 days back, one student joined one of the noted college in India for studying physics, BSc. He jumped from the train after attending 2 classes and died. But why? Because he was advised to study physics because everybody is studying. Physics is a very difficult subject, mathematics, because unless you know the mathematical theory. Now, the advantage of data science is it's more an applied course. Unlike physics, this is very difficult. Say, my wife is a physicist, I am very scared. Actually, I really don't know why one should study physics. And so is the case with mathematics. It's a very interesting subject provided you understand. Statistics is very interesting subject because I being a student of statistics, I have understood how the things could be applied. The thing is that in statistics you cannot predict point to point, but you can predict of a group. So, for example, today if you are analyzing, you will go to any report, it can predict the trend. Data science is all about predicting trends and giving a proper recommendation what is going to be happen. Earlier we have a people those who used to talk about futuristic plans, but this future actually they used to create, but it is not, it has already been created. And therefore, please understand that data science gives you a long lasting solutions of every practical facets of life. And therefore, say for example, I don't know, I think if you look at the Sadi.com, you will find it there. you think about the Finacles, they are really predicting. Only thing is that when it comes to prediction, it's a very synchronized process. What Nirmala Sitharaman will do in terms of creating the taxation will impact your return. Huh? Because you see, now they are going to revise it. I don't know who is the advisor for the Finance Ministry, that they are creating a finance bill in which they don't understand the implication of what will happen to people. Now they are, I don't know, I think I feel very difficult because as you don't know Jamshedpur, this present bill, which has been, budget which has been passed, actually has made a penal provision for CSR. You know CSR? No. Very good. Corporate social responsibility, if the company makes a profit, it has a rule that 2% should go for CSR. And now they have made a rule, if the company is not contributing 2.5%, then they will be arrested and jailed. Now I think people will close down the business. What government is interested? They will not do business, because if you look at the government organizations, they are not able to do business. Trains are running in loss, Air India is running in loss, BST is running in loss, MSRTC is running in loss. Then those who are doing business and making profit, they will jail them. Now today only, she is speaking somewhere and she is thinking of changing the rule. Because in this way it cannot, Indian government cannot do business. This is what exactly happens when you operate on inadequate data. Please understand, I think I can go on telling you, but will it make sense? So I don't know, I am getting a very good, beautiful group of Indians. They don't know anything, actually. I don't know. So you have to first get into the data mode. And if you are not in data mode, if you don't read about the things, if you are not aware, then I think your career, God can take care. I think only you have to contact Trump, because it seems he can take anything in this world. No, it is a very wrong thing. Na? Please understand, when you are trying to think about career, think about and you plan it so that you know what are the consequences of studying and not studying. So, for example, today, to be honest with you, the skill council is really working on that, because there is no use of talking about skill which is adequate or inadequate. Why it is so? Because nobody has then make a skill inventory. So basically, we envisage that we will reach you, and I think Mr. Bhupesh has reached you very correctly. How long it will continue? Huh? Kya karega? Kya bolega? Actually, what you want to know from me, you tell me. Any of you are planning to do MBA? No, na? So then why we should talk? What is your plan? What you want to do? Huh? Data science you want to do? How you are exploring, that is what I want to know. How you are exploring and why you should do. What is it? You got a job or something? You already passed your first year MCA. Then it's a high time for you to explore. Think about the things. You see, any place I go at new, first I explore what is there in nearby, and then only you can take a decision. And that is what is a data correction mode. Already enough has been told to you. Huh? Anybody is online? Koi hai? Kitna? Are they want to ask us any question? No question. So, here asking question is considered to be silly thing. They don't want to collect any more data. Really, you want to know anything from us? Tell us now something, whatever you know. It's not that it's not possible, it's not difficult for you to understand what Hadoop is, what Python is. You can learn this very easily. Na? It's essentially logical mode in which you go. You can do it in open source. But application of things in solving business problem is a very interesting issue. Na? And we need people for doing that. And without that, it becomes very difficult. Anything you want to ask me? Tell us.
I'm in third year engineering. So I wanted to pursue a career in data science. So I actually don't know what is the path to it.
Part 3 means you should be thorough in your basic mathematical skills. 10 standard mathematics. See, I am not talking about BA, MSc, BSc level of mathematics. 10 standard mathematics. You see, basically you revise all your concepts because that teacher has taught you mathematics. You must have got a good marks also, but you don't know understand the basic concept of mathematics. Then read what is statistics. Try to get some expertise in terms of the area in which you would like to work. Where you would like to work? That means domain. Where you would like to work. Actually, business, if you are today planning for your career, you should be knowing where you would like to land in career. Our time it was nothing, anywhere. Whomsoever gives us a job, then we will join that organizations. But today, no. You should be worried. If somebody invites you for a job, then you should be worried. Why? What is the work you are going to do there? People will pay you salary provided you earn something for the organizations. Government organization is totally closed. Please understand. There is no government organizations. Although government will never agree, but it is there. Now everybody who employs you will be trying to get it. So for example, it's very simplistically I tell you, if you want to get married, you have to take more responsibility. Are you ready for that? तो मर जाओगे यार, तो कोई बुद्धिमान आदमी तो nobody should marry ना, because there is a problem. ऊपर वाला तो कोई देखता नहीं ना. Now the question is that you have to go into a drudgery. Every day you have to do the same work. It's a coding. And everything will be problematic for you. Are you comfortable? Your parents have actually helped you in terms of not understanding what the reality is. Everything is assured, na? घर जाके tired होके सो जाना बस. But that is not the real life, na? Everybody can be, everybody can think about romance, but it's not. That life is not at all romantic. See, there is nothing like Sunday, Monday. Every day is very difficult day. I don't know what prompts you here, but in case there are few people came here, and somebody I saw them. They are requesting you, please, will you attend? He said, no, we have important work. We are exploring. अरे exploring के लिए तो इधर जाके देखो ना क्या हो रहा है. So I feel really difficult, If you don't have any question, we don't have any answer, na?
So basically, my profile was as a fraud analyst. I worked for a best company, so it's somewhat like Flipkart. So I want to look my career into fraud analysis. It is not something into technical part or anything like that, just psychological part, something like that.
I understand. Inconsistency. Fraud analysis in real term means inconsistency in data pattern. Say for example, if you today think about, all of a sudden my credit card is trying to make a transactions, and my geolocation is somewhere in Russia. Immediately that person, credit card company, detected abnormality and then phoned me. Are you the same person or somebody else? I said that I am the same person. No. You have to send your scanned copy to us immediately, and then only we will authorize. Look, this is what is there is. You see, in data pattern there is always inconsistency. So fraud analysis also requires a huge understanding about the data set pattern. What was your question?
So basically, I am not looking for into the like coding part or technical part. I want to understand the technical part because the future will work on it only. So I'm not good with programming, maths, anything.
But you are not good means what? You are talking like this in hospital doctors. उनको बस जाके बोलो. He says, I am not good in mathematics. Don't talk to me. You are practicing medicine based on the data sets which are given to you by pathologists. If you are not good in doctor, why don't you go home and commit suicide? Don't commit it in a hospital. Huh? I told them, it's very simple. You see, it's not that you are not good at. This is exactly the block. What you are good at, nothing. But you can become good, na? You take a Khan Academy courses.
वैसे नहीं है, मेरा जो वेबसाइट रहता है हम लोग का टूल रहता है उसके ऊपर से हम लोग पूरा ट्रांजैक्शन सब देखते हैं और उसके ऊपर से
That you can do. So there are two aspects. Like example,
Yes.
like you want to invent a new printer. So you have to understand how the printer works. The other simple approach is you keep on using the printer for your entire life. Why you have to get inside how the printer works. So there are a lot of fraud analytics tools which you will keep on using it. So you don't have to learn machine learning or all those stuff. You can keep on using those tools. But your analysis will be limited by the intelligence your tools is doing. अगर तुम गलत टूल कर रहा है तो तुम गलत करोगे. अगर तुमको inquisitiveness है, if you want to build a tool, then you need to understand the technology. Then you can't say that I don't want to understand the coding. So you go and watch.
Wait a minute, I'll just come.
Video, which he delivered on
I'll just come. 1 minute, I'll come. You continue. 1 minute.
Today, the most important skill set is about coding. This is a simple path that you have to take. And by simple learning, machine learning, can you do the fraud analytics? The answer is no, because then you have to learn NLP. Like example, अभी कोई email के through fraud कर रहा है और कुछ कंटेंट भेजा जा रहा है, तो तुम्हारा मशीन लर्निंग एल्गोरिथम सिंपल वर्क नहीं करेगा, तो तुमको उसका कंटेंट भी रीड करना पड़ेगा. अभी गूगल तुम्हारा ईमेल का कंटेंट रीड करके तुम्हें हेड साइड में देता है ना. तो इमेजिन करो कि कोई भी तुम्हारा सीक्रेट भेज रहा है, तो जब तक उसका ईमेल का कंटेंट रीड नहीं करोगे तुम्हें कैसे पता चलेगा कि नॉर्मल ईमेल है या नहीं. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दिस फोबिया एंड अवर्जन, ये एट दिस एज, तुम्हारी एज पे ये डिसाइड करना कि ये चीज मुझे पसंद नहीं और ये चीज पसंद है, दिस इज समथिंग अ रॉन्ग मॉडल वी हैव बिल्ट ऑन द लिमिटेड डेटा. यू डोंट हैव इनफ डेटा. हाँ, सर की एज पे चले जाओगे तो तब
हमारा एज में भी नहीं होता भाई. अच्छा, you see, you got a bad teacher in mathematics, so you got an average of mathematics. You don't know. See, my life is very miserable now by one of my granddaughter. I have only one granddaughter who is 12 years. So last 3-4 years she keeps on teaching me code, how to code. अरे मैं बोलता वो इधर नहीं है, तो मैं बोलता जी उनको इतना अच्छा लगता है coding. And now yesterday only I got a link from her that which software should I use to get my orientation for mathematics and and she says that it gives you €1,000 discount. मेरा पास €1,000 I have not seen at a time. The question is that please understand, people have to, now if a girl like this can code and she gets an extremely high logical analysis of everything, so you have to develop that. And if you are not developed, as you say, you settle down at the level at which you are. Don't look for a career. See, now I'll tell you a very interesting thing, all of you should understand. Career is a very misnomer concept in Indian situation. You see, I made a lot of research in career. Actually, career is, according to our Indian population, is getting more pay, less work. And therefore, I think as you go on up in the career, that means your workload gets reduced and your salary increases. But that's data set you please eliminate now. Now, nobody will employ you unless salary means, if more salary means more work. That should be the logical thing. Na? There is no 24/7. You see, today you have not seen any ATM getting started. Na? So why? Because they have been made like this. So any time you go there and get money. So the banks are closed. Bank people are enjoying. But they should understand one thing. Their days of enjoyment is over. Now machine is taking over. And moreover, what is happening? The job actually operates on a statistical concept or mathematical concept of bimodality. A stage has come and will be coming when you will have job in which you will not have a talent, and job and you will have people who are not more in which they don't have any talent. So they will not be getting any employment. So basically this is what I think Karl Marx rightly said, that socialism has started coming in India, on the world, where there are a lot of useless things, people will be dichotomous. High-end people will never be retiring, never be having problem with the job. Now your option of career management is that can I really make and sustain myself through all the years. Now it is more appropriate for you to understand, now the government has, our society is not governed by any social security system. Till the last breath you have to earn money, and therefore you forget about retirement. We have students here studying data science who has completed PhD, worked for 30 years and now coming here for learning. There are two options. You see, the world has if you look at it anything, I was trying to analyze the data sets of the health system, health practices. You have a country like Europe, where you have a good social security system, where the medical is free, but people are given medicine because government is bearing the expenses, but you cannot purchase medicine or go to a doctor on your own, they will call you. It is covered by government, all. It is not like us. US is another country where medical is always paid, and either you take an insurance or you pay from yourself. Most of them are taking insurance, but there the doctor will not spend on medicine as much as they have done in Europe. India is a country of no laws. You know, if you have money, then you take medicine and die, and if you don't have money, you die without taking medicine. So this is basically it is written by one of the health experts of US. He says that this model, actually both the models are erroneous, because now it should be data set analysis. Now, say for example, today you think about the insurance sector. What should be your premium? Should depend on what type of accidents you make on the road. Scooter, car, cycle. Actually, a cycle should be insured also. No? It is not only the cycle people can kill. I know a person who is now working with Oracle in US. He made an accident on the road while driving a cycle, and that person died. 40 years he could not get green card there because his case in India was prolonging. Now the case has been finalized. Now he has been given data, this one. It's very interesting, you see. I'll give you how the data analysis data sets, data analytics could give you help in governance everywhere. Say we have a problem with our surnames, all Indians, and especially we people, those who are Bengalis. I don't know, we are Bengali babus. So whatever is convenient to a Britisher, they used to call us that name, and we used to feel happy at least that for a boss is calling us. So my name is Gangopadhyay actually. So Britishers used to call them as Ganguly. So, but our university became nationalist. They made us Gangopadhyay. But the question is that, and then my wife remains as Ganguly, because her university has not adopted this strategy. Once I was working for once I was to get a work permit, and she was my dependent person. She was working in India. So when we applied, her name is Ganguly and Gangopadhyay. So the question is that they asked me, what is this matter? Because you see, they have a very strict rule. So my lawyer is another person. You see, he is not a data scientist, na? He is another fellow. All legal people, professionals should also understand. Bhupesh ji, आपको पता है वो जब हम लोग गवर्नमेंट के पास गया ना, यूएस गवर्नमेंट के पास, तो उन्हें बोला, he said that इतना बड़ा एफिडेविट करना, he has forced my employer to spend about $600 for making certificates. Ganguly and Gangopadhyay is same. Then we had a visa interview. So the lawyer talks there, not the person. So he said that we have the similarity between this. He said, no, look at this page. We have total records, how many names are identical and same. Ganguly, Gangopadhyay, Chatterjee, Chattopadhyay. You see, it is interesting to see what is the level of data analytics in the United States. That is very structured society, because they don't believe on human intelligence. They believe on data science. Actually, then I said that fellow is a fool, na? Indian lawyer, udhar ka, immigration lawyer. He has taken $600 from the person who was trying to get me on work permit. That means today, I think basically they are a highly process driven. Na? Here it is not process driven. So for example, today you must be knowing, na? Russia is supporting us for this Kashmir thing. So if you go to Russia, they don't understand English. So if you carry some medicine which you take, most of us taking some medicine or other, they will Google it and find out. And without knowing the English language, they will type out and then get it translated in Russian and then understand. That is not the proper thing. Na? So they should have already done a data set analysis, what medicine is a drug. And I think, again, that's another thing. Which is not a drug, you tell me, na? This is again another misnomer, you cannot do that. Please understand, the world is changing very fast than what you can think of. As a result, you have to upgrade yourself. It's Modi or no Modi, Sonia Gandhi or no Sonia Gandhi. This is not Rahul Gandhi or anybody. Anybody comes, now they will give you the same amount of governance. Now we are at the mercy of everything. Therefore, machine is working, and to make machine work, understand, you need to upgrade yourself in terms of, otherwise you become a low end, you see, and then that is possible. But please remember, low end jobs are going to be abolished, because who will pay you for doing the job which is not required? You tell me now, why, what is required? Say for example, today the success of Urban Club is wonderful. Innovators can do anything. You just, at a very nominal cost, they are maintaining your house in a professionally deal. But their problem is getting people trained and sensitized in this way. So we have a long way to go. I think this is an alternative profession. I don't know, but this is not the last. Something else will come, and the way it is evolving, he has already told you, na? So for example, when we used to think SPSS is an ultimate of data analysis, then R came. I being a student, it was very, very fashionable to make a presentation in international seminar with an R analytics, because R gives you a lot of visualization. Then now today, we are thinking of almost other types of tools. Now the question is that I think it's it is very wise to think like Mr. Bhupesh, who has thought even if you pass out from this after this data science course, as and when the new tools will be coming, you will be allowed to attend the classes or have an access to online courses which we provide here. That means you need constant updations. You see, Indian Medical Council actually totally scrapped now. Now you know now that or not? Indian Medical Council has been scrapped. Now they have a different format in which I think everything. Now quacks will start practicing. They are called pedestrian doctors. All these people, those who are having BMS, MMS, HMS, they are now has been regularized as to prescribe allopathic medicine. I don't know. First thing is that today if you think about data science, medicine shops should be closed. They are not OTC products. They are ethical products. But the thing is that who is bothered? How much reorganization, but it will be done, don't worry. And therefore, you will start monitoring who is consuming what. You don't have any criteria. Now, you see, basically, if you think today, if you want to go, and all of you should go, if you apply for police clearance certificate, India has a rule world has a rule to get a police clearance certificate to go and settle down elsewhere in the world. The police people don't have any data sets. They don't understand. They have so many names, so many things. You are talking about only financial fraud. Think about human fraud. Nirav Modi actually taking advantage of everything. Vijay Mallya is taking advantage. इनका नाम मालूम है ना आप लोग को? हाँ तो ठीक है. इससे मेरा को भी अच्छा लगता है. अच्छा, but and you see wonderful products you can develop. See, imagine, you see our student, if you have a data set, you can really make a predictive and recommending systems which is wonderful. You can write, machine will start writing story if you give them lots of insights. So essentially everything will be capitalized. A few days back, Chetan Bhagat, you have heard his name? Good, no, I think basically the people whom I think that you should not know, but I don't like it, Chetan Bhagat. Chetan Bhagat was passing through a road in Delhi. Then all of a sudden he saw his books are being sold. He called that person. And then he said that, hey, ये किताब तो original नहीं है. So that seller is telling no, it is a pirated internet copy. He said, but otherwise it is original. But I am Chetan Bhagat. But are you sure? He said, तू हमारा किताब बेच रहा है, that's a forged किताब. But when it comes to me, you are telling that you are a duplicate. Chetan Bhagat. I think, but it's not. Actually, these type of things are prevalent here. Pirating, all these things, these frauds, actually will require specialists like this everywhere. Say, for example, today, if you certificates which you have got, nowhere in the world they will accept it. They need your certificate to be apostolization. That means it has to be certified by the certificate issuing agency. It is your certificate. That means the data is not available. It should be on the net. You know, how many of you are using DigiLocker? You know DigiLocker? क्या भाई? नहीं, you are a computer guy. Yeah? Computer, you don't know DigiLocker. Everything you can keep it in an internet locker system launched by the government of India. Okay, so you can store it there, and it will be directly obtained from the issuer. Your driving license, your Aadhaar card, all are there. I have kept it because in case of emergency, if I need it, passport, everything has to be in the DigiLocker. Now, you need security for that data sets. Now, why data science is that data science is not only keeping the data and then making the data secured so that you are safe. It's very important for you. It's a big area. And only thing is that human being are very limited. And regarding your doubt for mathematics, you know, say Einstein used to say that he is very bad in mathematics, but still he conquered his fear for mathematics. Mathematics is basically nothing wrong. I think it's very easy. Anybody who can who says mathematics is difficult is a problem. I can understand chemistry is difficult, but mathematics is not. Statistics is not, because the world is driven by the data inspirations and mathematical concepts. So anything you want to ask? Kya bhai? So thanks a lot for coming, at least inspiring us. We do it as a mission in terms of spreading the news that you need to think very seriously about your career and rest of your lifestyle, what you would like to become. And if you are not thinking, nobody will think for you. Gone are the days when your parents can think. Parents don't understand you. Actually, I don't understand my daughter, but I understand my students better because I am open, because I really collect data from them. Na? I understand them. I always see what is happening with them, and they are very friendly with me also. Say, for example, today ours is a very different, odd generation, but I still am surviving because I keep my server on. If you go to the many of our Indian government sites, their servers are always down. They don't want to enhance their data compatibility. Nothing is possible, but I think everything. Say, for example, I don't know, because of, you see, in many of our security system does not allow to upload, because they are scared that somebody will. But why don't you secure it? We need a very solid group of data scientists, cybersecurity experts, blockchain management experts, so that the things will become safer for all of us. Otherwise, Mr. Dobal can't make you secure. You know Dobal? You know? Very great. Yeah. How you know him?
He's actually a great person on a national level.
Great mean तो बहुत छोटा है ना भाई, 4-4.5 फुट लंबा है. तो उसमें आपको इसका good. You know where from he hails from? He was working with Gujarat cadre, but he hails from Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand, you know where? Baris. Wonderful data set. एक सिटी का नाम बता सकते उत्तराखंड का? नहीं. कभी नाम सुना नहीं. नैनीताल. शादी के बाद तो सब हर इंडियन नैनीताल जाता है. क्या देखता है मेरे को मालूम नहीं है. वो खरीदारी करता है. मैं देखा बहुत इसे हिल स्टेशन इन उत्तराखंड. I have seen people are moving there and only purchasing, and they have gone for honeymoon. I don't know why it is, why they go. There's a beautiful lake there, Naki Lake. Okay, it's good. But Dobal hails from Almora. It's the further up, beautiful place. But the question is that you must understand that the things will become very complicated. I have a PPT. I thought that it is no use because you have already discussed everything. So, Sajji, thanks for inviting me here. Thanks for participating here. And we hope that something we could make you think. I think if you can think, you can. Otherwise, you see, one of my friends has a very popular, he's a professor in the US. He writes very interesting note at the end of it. He writes that, what is that? Wine gets old and beautiful. I get beautiful with wine. Wine is good when it. You see, his punchline is wine gets old, beautiful with old age. I get. I become wise with drinking wine. It's a wrong assumption. I think it cannot be. Wine can get matured when you keep it, and it has to be stored properly. But you cannot mature yourself on your own. आपको कुछ कोशिश करना पड़ेगा. Life is to live. Think about it. And I think there is no. You are lucky. At least you are from Bombay, na? You are also from Bombay. You are lucky, you grew up in a city. I come from a very remote village. I think so is the case with Mr. Bhupesh. We have not seen, I think he has not seen. My time it was horrible. The question is that now that you are not capitalizing on it. And this is what exactly our distant hope, that at some point of time we will capitalize on it. Thank you. Have a great Sunday evening. ठीक है.